Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. It has been a long time in the making, but we are finally at Kiava Gamma, and we are finally at what we believe to be the last planet in Act 2. It's crazy. Act 2 has been incredibly long. It's been good, but it's going to be interesting to see how things go forward. Act 2 I kind of take as, like, Act 1 is effectively the tutorial, right? It set some of the stage, but didn't really do very much. It was mostly tutorial. Act 2 has been exploration. It's been, okay, now you have access to the world. Go and explore a little bit. We're not going to put any real restraints on you. We're going to give you some ideas about where you could go, but overall, it's mostly just go explore and figure things out by yourself. What I want them to do, as we finish Act 2 and go into Act 3, is I want them to then go, okay, we've given you the tutorial, we've let you explore the world, now we're going to narrow things down again, and we're going to give you an objective. Use what you've learned and do this, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for, like an advancement in the story and something to work towards. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. Right. Kiava Gamma. Let's go. Land. So, Heinrichs has to come, which is actually kind of annoying that he's mandatory, because it moves all of our party down one. Abelard has to come, just in general. Pascal has to come. Urlet can be taken out. Jai can be taken out. For now. This isn't a Cassia situation. This isn't somewhere where I feel like I want to bring Cassia. We think there's been a revolt here. Maybe we bring Adira Argenta? Something like that? I think this could be cool. I think that Urlet's kind of had her moment recently. I think we switch to Adira because if there's kind of warpy heretics here, this could be something that she could help with. And Argenta because if there are warpy heretics here, this is something that she's designed to deal with. Although I am kind of 50-50 on Jai versus Adira. I think I could bring Jai to this one. The reason I'm not is simply to try and mix up the party somewhat, try and move some people around. I have had a comment which was suggesting some people it might be good to take into Act 3 things, just in the future, just general thoughts. And it was like, I think it was like was it Abelard? Now I'm going to have to look up the comment, which I probably should have done if I was going to mention it before now, but it was Abelard, Argenta, and Urlet were the ones that were suggested. So it's just like, if we're taking Abelard, Argenta, Urlet, we're probably taking Pascal most of the time. We don't have a lot of other slots in our party for other people, especially given that Heinrichs tends to fill, like, you know, a 5th slot nearly all the time. It would basically mean we have one slot to swap between, like, Adira, Cassia, and Jai. So I definitely want to try and switch party members while I can. I don't know if we're going to do that for everything in Act 3. But it's interesting that, yeah, our party choices could get even more narrow as we go into Act 3, just in terms of who we want to take to get the most out of the lore. Anyway, Kiava Gamma Manufactorum. Okay, let's go. Interesting, it says Manufactorum. That kind of implies that we're not going to, like, a larger world, but we're specifically focusing on the Manufactorum, unless of course, this is massive. Which it could be. But I get the feeling this is going to be less of a Janus and more of a Veabo 6. And the reason I get that feeling is I think that Janus gave you a... Well, even then, it wasn't that many areas, was it? No. But it gave you what felt like a lot of a world to explore. While Veabos didn't give you basically anything. The reason I think it's going to be more of a Veabos is because I think it's going to be, go here, you're going to find out there are heretics here, you're going to have to fight them, and then you basically have to make a decision what you're going to do about the heretics. That's what I think is going to happen, but we'll see. That's cool. Heinrichs frowns as his eyes sweep over the Manufactorum's dark halls. No solemn ceremony, no personal meeting with I fear we are too late, and we won't be dealing with clandestine heretics after all. Binaric arias of alarms stream out of Pascal's Vox synthesizer. In their neurotic, broken rhythm, you sense a call to arms and a warning of danger. Remind me, what is your mission on Kiava Gamma? I assumed it would be to conduct an investigation and track down traces of the cult of the Final Dawn. I believe I can discard that plan now. Both the incident in the scrap code and the manner in which we were forced to land on Kiava Gamma indicate that the situation has taken a turn for the worse. Nevertheless, I must use this opportunity to try and determine what the cult was doing on an industrial world, and what specifically interested them on a planet full of sacred machines and servants of the Omnissiah. First, we must find someone who can tell us what's been going on here. Heinrichs pauses, straining to hear something. If, that is, there is anyone left here to speak to. Any suggestions for how to proceed? To start, let's look around, try to find out why the arrival of the rogue trader did not elicit the usual fuss. To speak plainly, I would not count on a warm welcome at this rate. Better keep your weapon at the ready. We'll learn nothing by standing here, let's go. The interrogator nods, continuing to stare into the surrounding gloom. Okay, so he doesn't think that anyone else is alive here. Alright, this is a map. Look at this map. If this is accurate for where we are, this is going to be like this big, roughly? That is massive. Okay, cool. So maybe just one giant map with lots and lots of combat on it. Now, the reason I said it was bad that he was mandatory is because it might mess up our party formation, although I forgot I could just move him there. Let's do a formation check here. That's pretty much perfect, actually. Yeah. That's pretty much perfect. Alright. Select the party, and let's go.
Keep your wits about you.
We got some goods here. Yeah, let's get them. The other nice thing is that this is an earlier story area. So if there are any checks for us to do, we should be able to, you know, really easily deal with them. Hello. The servitors before you appear as if they are performing some elaborate and confusing dance. Striking strange poses, they rock back and forth with their arms bent at peculiar angles. Upon your approach, one of the servitors jerks and tries to turn in your direction. The rest immediately repeat the motion. The strange scene is complemented by a grating sound, dull clicks just at the edge of your hearing, coming from an unknown source. Observe the servitor closest to us. Based on a cursory inspection, you conclude that the servitors were designed for precision work on an assembly line, possibly circuit production. The number of high-quality, expensive augments in their bodies greatly exceeds basic standards. The servitor's hand moves, it is slowly reaching towards you. Agility avoid its touch. Gently and swiftly you step away from the servitor. It stretches out its hand as if trying blindly to touch you in the space that you had already left, and still, once more, it seems its brain is incapable of quickly processing changes in its surroundings. Try to find the source of the repeating clicks. Soon enough, you locate the source of the clicking. Is on the back of one of the servitors. A tumour, oozing with murky ichor, is growing straight through the augments. The relays, coated in inflamed tissue, are blocked, hence the reason for the persistent clicking. A mutation in a servitor. Tech priests typically reject the use of flawed tissue for their constructs. Perhaps something has caused this aggressive growth, and quite recently. We will cut away the tumour forming on the spinal cogitator. Without much difficulty, you cut the XX flesh from the mechanisms. The liberated relay lets out a rapid burst of clicks, then sparks flash before your eyes, and something begins to hum deep inside the servitor's flesh. As if on cue, the servitors stop moving, lower their arms and turn to you. Crew 24, second lane of the Manufactorum, commencing work. State your request. The servitor addressing you is looking past you, and the voice is coming from the Vox built into its throat. Follow your default programming? Okay. Oh, they're following me now? I think we just recruited a squad? Okay.
Let us not
That's
do.
fine. What do we reckon these are? I don't know, let's press some buttons. Let's find out. The Cogitator's panel has dozens of breakers, buttons, handles, switches, and other control mechanisms. View the log. You discover the local data crypt with contents collected by either previous operators or the machine spirit itself. Using your access, you study the archives stored on this cogitator. Let's view the first data log. Praise be to the Omnissiah, whose might and power transforms dead metal to make manifest the holy visions of the machine god. The new protocols received at the Synod from the great Fabricator Censor have been executed. Fabricator Censor? High-ranking tech priest that may act as an overseer of the entire planet. Might be relevant to know that. Despite those who shuddered at the thought of changing a standard procedure, embolden your hearts those whose inner weakness breeds errors in personal calculations, for the Fabricator Censor is the conductor of the highest will and wisest among us. Today, at the Supreme Assembly, the Fabricator Censor unsealed the vaults of the sacred designs and committed those deemed redundant or heretical to purifying disposal. Today, dozens of standard procedures were lost, to be replaced by new ones, which the Fabricator Censor will deliver to those who demonstrate the greatest devotion to serving the truth. But the databanks contain no notion of truth. Could there have been, may the all-knowing one, the gracious keeper forgive me, an error in the Fabricator Censor's calculations, and he meant to say, serving the quest for knowledge? Okay. Interesting. So, instead of looking for knowledge, they're now looking for truth. That seems interesting. Potentially heretical. Let's view the third one, which is hidden by the protection of the machine spirit. Your knowledge of machine spirits is sufficient to trick the system and subdue it to your will. A false query, a crafty manipulation of the controls, and you get what you want. The instrumental terminals have already been replaced. The material delivery systems are being prepared for divine transformation. The execution of the new procedure has been delayed, for there are some in our ranks who doubt the words of the Fabricator Censor and his votaries. And there are some who are not susceptible to the enhancement protocol that carries our tech comrades to enlightenment. May the deliverers of fate be merciful to them. Inaction in death, and I must be returning to our great work. Praise be to the truth that will reveal the path to the knowledge shrouded in darkness. Interesting. That sounds odd. I don't know whether it's specifically heretical yet, but it doesn't sound normal. Let's step away and have a look at this one. Before you is an ancient but wholly typical console intended for use by people not trained in the mysteries of ministering to machine spirits. The cogitator is completely silent, but as you approach you sense the warmth emanating from its metallic casing. A telltale sign the machine is working. View the log. You discover the local data crypt, which contains contents collected by either previous operators or the machine spirit itself. Using your access, you study the archives stored on this cogitator. The vast data repositories contain millions of strings related to receiving raw materials for processing, shipping processed metals, and schedules for sacred rituals to be performed over the machines coming off the production line. The Manufactorum once operated like one gargantuan well-oiled mechanism. The last record is from 2 months ago, so 2 months ago we're assuming the Factorum Censor made some sort of change, right, to procedures, and the well-oiled machine stopped. Interesting. We leveled up off of that? Alright, well, we needed that only gave us 20 XP, but we leveled up. Okay. Well, let's see what we got. We got a skill. What do I want? I guess I'll take lower Xenos. I kind of want all my lower skills to be high, so we'll take lower Xenos. Seems alright. I have realized, actually, by not bringing Jai or Cassia, we have very low coercion and persuasion. Like, incredibly low coercion and persuasion. Well, that seems like something we're going to have to deal with. Here, I will take ballistic skill. We might as well keep improving it. We need to be able to shoot things. The better we are at shooting things, the more useful our character will be. So let's take that. Right. Abelard. You have to choose your thing first. I will take weapon skill. That seems like an obvious choice for him, really. Second of all, I've already taken carouse. What's his second good thing? I was just thinking I could take coercion or persuasion. The most pointless of skills for him. I mean, all skills are pointless for him, let's be honest. But maybe athletics is the least pointless. Here's our... Actually, athletics does put him exactly on par with Heinrich. If Heinrich gets plus 10 here. So maybe it's not that bad for him. He doesn't actually get a characteristic at this level. Oh, alright then. Well, his thing that he does is athletics, but he also does demolition. So let's do demolition here. I know we have the actual demolition person with us, but whatever. Here, we already took tech use. Medicae is kind of your secondary. I think that makes a lot of sense for us to continue with Medicae as your secondary. Okay. Here, characteristic. Perception, I think, is your secondary. And then, probably awareness. We already took awareness. Well, the lures don't matter at all. Like, they just literally do not matter, because ours are better. So therefore, she's never going to use hers. Let's do Medicae. Could potentially be useful to have a secondary. And then here, characteristic. I mean, I'm immediately thinking ballistic skill, but perception is not terrible either as an option. Let's take ballistic skill. And then one of these. Well, we already have demolitions taken. I guess awareness is our secondary here. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Cool. Quick level up.
I always have a backup plan.
I have also realized that subconsciously, by not taking Jai or Cassia, I've effectively set the parameters of this mission. I've effectively said there will be no negotiation. We will be, you know, not dealing with the heretics in that way. Let's see.
Thousands and thousands of voices crying out for salvation. In hope. With wild promises. Their pain is your reward, interrogator.
I will pretend I did not hear your last words, witch.
Okay. Massive cogwheel constantly drives the colossal gear system, which is lost in the haze. Okay, we still haven't met anyone else here. We've met the cogitators, who were corrupted, but beyond that, nothing else. Are we going to have an empty world? That would be crazy. Just like only the servitors left. I think I said cogitator and I meant servitors. A tome containing revelations of the Omnissiah, recorded in special Binharic dialect. Only a member of the cult Mechanicus with a key to cipher may partake of the wisdom of the machine god. Okay. Can I mean, I have somebody here. Is it just a thing I have? The 16 universal laws, the mysteries? Yeah, it's nothing. Okay, maybe I need it later? Oh, hello. Who are you? The lumps protruding under the tech priest's bedraggled red robe hint at mechanisms implanted in his body. You see his haggard and sickly face under the archaic respirator augmetic. A click, a clank, a barely audible hiss, and only then the tech priest's vox finishes the word. Identification? Request denied. Pascal turns to you, his visor gleaming crimson. Registering anomalous behavior within the servitor's organics and an invalid noosphere response. This unit is compromised. Examine the tech priest. You carefully study the robe-clad figure. A black border of necrosis spreads out from around the tech priest's implants. For some reason, his body is rejecting the true flesh. A moment later, you recognize the dominant smell in the bouquet of scents permeating the air around the tech priest. The stench of rotten meat. Phew, this guy smells worse than a grox fermented with inspent prothmethium. I bet he tastes even worse. Pascal's vox hisses with a hint of surprise. Consumption of the flesh of members of the Adeptus Mechanicus is not recommended, irrespective of their smell or compromised state. Malachi, heir of House von Valancius, rogue trader. We'll introduce ourselves. The tech priest pauses as his external cogitators were processing the information. Finally, the malfunctioning vox produces a cracked voice. Irregularity. Execution of the fabricator sensor approved protocol 3942 recommended. He's a traitor to the Imperium and humanity. I will not comply with any protocols approved by him. Wonder whether we would have had this had we not read the previous log. Probably not. What is protocol 3942? A sacred decree passed by the fabricator sensor that dictates the course of action that tech comrades of Kiava Gamma in suboptimal working condition are to follow. Immediate execution of protocol 3942 recommended. Recommendation rejected. The catechism of protocols could have been distorted. Adherence to the standard procedure of reconnaissance and purification recommended. I will not be doing anything until I meet with the fabricator sensor. Anticipated process disrupted. Execution of disposal protocol recommended. The tech priest draws his weapon, and as his robe opens, your senses are hit by a fetid wave of rot. Oh, hello.
I'll make an example out
My
of you.
new goal is to
I will
eliminate
take you
the
down.
fabricator sensor. And this guy is a name. Oh no, he doesn't have a name. He's Magos Heretic. That's not a name, that's just a title. Okay. We need to get into position. Let's go here. I'm a little bit confused as to where we are, but that's okay. Abelard can stand like here. Argenta. You're going to get to go early. You can go there. Idira, why don't you go back here? You can go here. Pascal can go here. That seems reasonable. Right. Are we ready? Yes. Wait, minus us. Didn't move. Let's go here. That's fine. Start. So step number 1, front line. Front line is going to be here.
It's as good as done.
Makes a lot of sense for that to be front line. I would love backline to be here. Why is this not... Ugh, it's so annoying. I would love backline to be like this, right? Or even to be in a horizontal thing this way. But as it turns out, there's no way to put backline here.
I refuse.
That's very annoying. Okay, backline is here.
Who if not me?
We'll adjust. And then rear. Alright, it's going to be
I'll make
here.
it happen.
We'll move Adira. It's fine. We'll move one over. Stronghold
Let's
stratagem.
make some opportunities.
I don't need that. Don't need any of this.
On it.
Increase my allies' damage. Put some extra stacks onto the tech priest. Followed by increasing
make
our
it
damage
happen.
with Surefire Plan. Followed by shooting the tech priest. Great work. Argenta! Actually, you're going to go even further forward. This is just... I was thinking, like, oh, we could shoot from here, but no, you're going to shoot from there. Let's go forward, and immediately we'll give ourselves a little bit of... what's it called? Resolve. We're then going to... think about it a second. We're then going to wildfire.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Shoot.
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor!
Nice. Shoot. Okay. Run and gun.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
And this is only going to cost 1, so I can use devastating attack. And shoot.
I'll do it. For you, my Emperor!
Hey, made them fall over a little bit. I actually then got enough movement to run back. Okay, let's run back to
God
safety then.
Emperor, move through me. Be the
Okay.
fire in my heart.
That was pretty good. Idira. Up here. Let's set some bounties. Not that it really matters here, but we'll set some. One on the Corrupted Magus. Set bounty on the Heretic. Or set some prey, I should say. We'll set you as prey as well. Okay. How much damage could we do to this guy? Quite a lot. Okay. There is also a benefit to giving a direct buff to Argenta, I believe. So let's give a direct buff to Argenta. Okay, I forgot what the benefit was, but I think I took it last time. Wait, if I took it last time, it should be the last thing on my level up. Every round, the first single target ability used by an ally on the Archmilitant grants +1 action point to that ally. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Wait, let me go back to that. Every round, the first single target ability used by an ally on the Archmilitant grants 1 action point to the ally. I used this, a 1 AP ability on Argenta. It did not give us 1 AP back. Explain. Maybe psychic abilities don't count as abilities. Okay. That's about the best I got. Well, let's put more stacks on the Corrupted Magus. I am tempted to do this. I think that could be pretty good. Yeah, let's do a hit like this onto that one.
We have one down.
Oh, that immediately knocked her out. That killed her. What the hell? I need to double check that. There's an option for her just to immediately die. That doesn't seem good. And it broke her leg, apparently. What?
Out of my way! Die! Die! Die!
Can we, just roll back a second here? What happened? Okay, so we got Perils of the Warp rolled. So we did Psychic Shriek. They suffered damage. Okay. Perils of the Warp did damage to Idira. Reasoned injury. Suffered trauma. Momentum got changed due to that by quite a bit. Alright. Sure. Alright, who gets a turn? So you get a turn next, then Heinrichs, then a bunch of these volatile servitors. I would love to kill the volatile servitors. How much damage am I likely to do to them? Let's say I went here and attacked. Okay, I could kill them. Reckon they're in a line? I reckon they're... Oh, I'm not quite there yet. Okay, cancel. Cancel. So I'm thinking is go here, charge to that square, then hit him.
Follow my lead.
Okay, so we're going to use Endure.
At your beck and call.
And hit them.
Reduce to dust.
Well, that did hurt us a little bit, but they are all dead. And it allows us to walk right up to this guy.
A tactically sound approach.
Cool. I'll take that. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Observing the loss of a unit.
Okay. Heinrichs. Well, luckily that was just due to her Perils of the Warp that happened, so...
For the throne's glory.
Let's do Word of the Emperor. Shield of the Emperor. I'm going to give you an extra AP because you're going to have a turn. We're going to do Hammer of the Emperor. We're all kind of emperored up here. then I think I'm just gonna kill
I need
you.
a foothold.
Be gone.
Nice. Now, not the best first contact with the world's inhabitants. I hope we'll find someone more able to hold a conversation willingly or not. Okay. And I'm going to buff Pascal.
To it.
Now we're basically done with the people from the original fight, and now we have a new fight that we created ourselves. Next corrupted servitor gets a turn. Okay. Pascal. Get over here. Apply your buff, debuff, whatevers. Get round here. Apply stacks. Hit it.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. I venerate you, machine spirits.
Hit it. Shoot it.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Okay. I should have used an opening. I might have killed it with an opening, actually. I just didn't think I'd have enough AP left. Can we move without taking attack of opportunity? I'm not sure that we can. Alright, let's increase our allies' damage. Put more stacks on it.
I'll see to it personally.
Then honestly, this seems like the kind of end... Well, yeah, this seems like an end the turn kind of situation. Argenta. Try and find an angle. This seems good, yeah. Actually, you know what? Go here. Use controlled shot.
The enemies of the Emperor will
So that means it won't hit allies on the next hit. Use wildfire.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I will not.
Shoot it.
Each strike is a prayer.
Nice. Oh, and then we have the Magos over there. I completely forgot.
I'll do
Okay.
it.
One of those. What does the other side of this do? Gives us... okay, dodge reduction and parry reduction and crit stuff. Alright, I'm just going to shoot you.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Hey, we knocked it down again. That's fine. Cool. Servitors get their turn. He's still down for the turn. I think Abelard's going to murder this guy, but, you know, we'll see. And my servitors live, which is fantastic. Okay, so, oh, Abelard is not going to murder this guy.
Victory is imminent.
This is not actually in Abelard's skill set. We could walk away. Sworn enemy, this guy.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I'm not interested.
Charge
I
him.
will do my duty. An exemplary strike.
And then hit him.
It will be done.
Nice. Heinrichs, get here.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use for the
Hammer of the
throne's
Emperor.
glory.
Self buff.
Naturally.
Increase your
But
own
of
strength.
course, Lord Captain.
Charge.
I won't object to it.
Okay. Make an opening.
Let's see to it.
Okay, that seems fine. Daring
I'll
breach.
see our foes obliterated.
Up here. Kill them.
The Emperor is on our side.
Nice. Okay. Not the most ideal way we could have done that there.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
So I want to... I might want to remove her trauma. I do have the ability to do that, so, you know, let's do that. There we go.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay. We've cured her trauma, which was caused by her using one ability and then immediately dying. I kind of get the feeling we're going to want to get over there eventually, but yeah, we can't. Maybe we could have if we had done a different conversation with that guy. Omnisign Axe. Okay, well, we already have one of those, so it's fine. Over here. Can I get up this way? How do I get there? I have no idea. Anyway. Grab that. Yeah. Oh, that's a different type of plasma pistol. Okay, well, we'll take one. Can I do this? No, I must have to come at that area from another angle. Okay,
Is there
well,
money to be made?
try and get us all on here. Quick save. I actually don't even know if the servitors are going to be able to get on here, but let's not worry about that. Oh, they sort of have, yeah. Oh, last servitor does... It waits for it to get on. Oh, that's neat. Corpses don't move, but you know. That's fine.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, this is definitely more heretical up here. Okay. This? Ah, so that lowers that way. Okay. So we can now head that way if we wanted to. Let's continue
I
exploring
always
up here,
keep my
next to
options
this
open.
weird throne. What did I see? Spotted a trap. Okay, that's fine. Disarm the trap. Oh, yeah, there's stuff over
Duty
here as well.
prevails.
Alright,
Let
so
us
this is a
not
weird
dawdle.
multi-layered area. Okay. That's fine. Over this way. Blood mixed with machine oil is barely visible on the dark floor. Okay, so this is obviously a go through when the steam isn't on kind of situation. We'll wait a little bit here. There was someone here. It's a good place to hide or set up another ambush. Okay.
Rise to the top, or get left
Move.
in the dust.
Wait. Okay, ow. Go.
Attention to detail
I
is the key
always
to
have a backup
success.
plan.
Look at this mark. Someone was dragged. No, someone walked in our direction very recently, but we didn't see anyone.
Never
Okay,
doubt
trap's
me.
done. Get out of the steam, you stupid servitors. Right. Here. Dark patches can be seen on the floor. They are smudged as though someone walked through them on the way to the footbridge. Okay, so we got something down there. Hello. Lex Mechanic. Yeah, hello. The small, heavily augmented man in a filthy tattered robe stands before you. As you approach, he hesitantly looks up at you, his eyes filled with horror. A portable inscriber with a keyboard hangs from straps at its front. You can see his detached cerebral cogitator peeking out from under his hood. You have nothing to fear from us. Deus Mechanicus. The tech priest decides to take a better look at you, after which he lets out a ragged breath and manages to subdue his shaking. He heard my prayers. I thought I was alone in a kingdom of madness and depravity. Please save me. Tell us who you are and what's happened to you. I am Manufactorum Lex Mechanic Zeta 86. I performed rituals for machine spirits on Foundry 95. Up until we started growing mad. Priests devoted to the Omnissiah suddenly started praising the dawn of something or other. They stopped the bells, and then they desecrated the visages of sacred machines with unholy symbols. Some of them resisted, the others grabbed them, tied them up, and then they turned their implants to heresy. I saw the madmen, my former tech comrades, deliberately connect those poor souls to corrupted cogitators. I watched as they were infected with scrap code. And did nothing to stop them. I am recording a violation of commandment of thine own forge be a true sentinel. Apostate Zeta 86. Your accesses are hereby revoked. Proceed with your report. The icy rumble coming from Pascal's Vox causes the Lex Mechanic to lower his head in fear and contrition. Pascal has never heard of the idea of, like, leaving the punishment to the end so that this person still has a positive feeling about you and, like, you know, might tell you more. He's basically just like, nope, you did that wrong. I'm marking you down for that. Please continue with your story. I promise I won't mark you down for every little thing that you say immediately. Anyway, how did you manage to avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt the touch of unholy code. I allowed it to control me. I abandoned my sacred post and followed one of the traitors, serving his will and gathering all the data for his blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depths of my auxiliary cogitator, where code had lodged itself. Adir appears at the Lex Mechanic. The whispers are dancing around you, latching onto you, but not for long. Maybe it will happen yet. Maybe it won't at all. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed horrifying heresy, the extraction of true flesh and its decomposition on altars, perverse procedures that resulted in heretical abominations. I even accompanied a fallen Magos to the fabricator censor himself and attended the unholy mass he led personally. It was a wicked ritual, full of willful deviations and blatant inaccuracies, all to create an ungodly monster in the name of the final dawn. You don't act like the other priests who are infected with corruption. The Lex Mechanic gestures at the wires and connectors spilling out from under his hood. Praise the gifts of the Omnissiah. I managed to disconnect my external cogitator, which I use for primary data processing. The machine is corrupted, the scrap code is locked inside it like a beast in a cage, but anyone who tries to look inside will fall victim to the heretical program. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see their silhouettes, hear their interference, I sense the malfunctions in my augmetics, but I was still saved from the great sacrifice. Oh, blessed are the workings of the Omnissiah and his benediction that shelters the weak from evil. Heinrich tenses ever so slightly at the Lex Mechanic's words. You see his hand casually stray to the handle of his weapon. The interrogator is in no hurry to act. You see? This is what I'm meaning. Pascal would have immediately been like, looks like you're crazy, time to kill you. Well, Heinrichs is like, let's hear the whole story, then we'll do something. Anyway, you mentioned a monster. Is that some kind of weapon? No, not those constructs that are melted down in furnaces and sent to the depths of the Manufactorum. It's some kind of semblance of a cogitator, a nightmarish parody of a sacred machine powered not by the Omnissiah's grace but by the unholy spirit and life force of the unfortunates imprisoned on the lower levels. I don't know much, except that the fabricator censor saw that machine as special. It was special to him and to the crazies who defiled the Omnissiah's abode with the obscene blasphemy. For the final ritual, he even called upon one of the Astartes heretics. One of the what now? Who arrived at the Manufactorum after the start of the uprisings. So, Astartes heretics, a Chaos Space Marine is here? Wait a second. Wait, no. For the final ritual, he called upon one of the Astartes heretics who arrived at the Manufactorum. Multiple Chaos Space Marines are here? Okay. He did something terrible, and only after that were they able to switch the machine on. Okay. Well, I think we know who we're going to have to fight. It is a true abomination. Even standing near it is unbearable. I believe that even those who have been deprived of the Omnissiah's grace still feel its influence on them. Its monstrous power utilized for unholy computations and chaotic calculations. Whatever that cogitator might spew out at the end of its cycle, no righteous soul should accept its heinous offerings. How did your crazed comrades behave? Like the grace of the Omnissiah had left them entirely, replacing free thought and progress with blankest corruption. I witnessed them desecrating structures blessed by the fabricator censor himself. Though, what do the blessings of that rotted traitor count for now? Like men possessed, they set up upon the sacred instruments and assembled shells and nodes that didn't match any diagram or blueprint I'd ever seen. Sacrilege. You mentioned someone imprisoned on the lower levels? The lay servants of the main units. They live in isolated segments under the sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Then my crazy brethren changed the symbol for disposing of slag waste and cover the machines in cursed symbols. The Lex Mechanic hesitates. After they started the cogitator, they dragged the survivors out of the segments under the machine halls. Well, what we had turned the survivors into? You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex Mechanic. Gathering data is the purpose of my existence. That's even what they used me for. He trails off, belatedly understanding the subtext to the interrogator's words. They used me against my will. The scrap code turns everyone into their slave. Before I rid myself of the cogitator, I was forced to serve alongside those who perpetrated those atrocities and witnessed their obscenities. Heinrichs, what do you make of it? The interrogator tilts his head. Servant of the Omnissiah, I must know more about the final dawn, the fabricator sensor, his mass, and about this machine as well. I could give you the coordinates, but the Lex Mechanic drops his head. Even though I was present for many blasphemies committed by those heretics, all the details that were captured and processed by my true flesh are in the augmetic that was corrupted by the scrap code. I'm convinced that if I hadn't fought off that foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed. The corruption would have spread to my biological cogitator as well. The Lex Mechanic taps a finger on the device hanging from his ear on several wires. It's with that no devout tech priest should come into contact with what's hidden in that once sacred device. Heinrichs' expression shifts as he stares intently at the disconnected implant and the still intact connectors protruding from under the Lex Mechanic's collar. The corner of his mouth twitches involuntarily. They're still intact connectors. Interesting. Abelard notices the look on Heinrichs' face, and once he does, he sighs heavily and looks away. Heinrichs, what are you thinking? Heinrichs does not speak for several seconds, gritting his teeth. Then, in a meditative tone, as though he is musing aloud, he addresses the Lex Mechanic. There may be a way to retrieve the cogitator's contents via another device. Lex Mechanic shakes his head in reproach. Even if the very idea of exposing the holy machines to scrap code wasn't profane in itself, augmetics are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine spirit. They were created to interact within the system of my true flesh, to enervate my compulsor unit and to output data via the inscriber. Once I am safe, I swear that I'll immediately perform my cleansing rite and destroy... In other words, there is only one way to extract the data stored in this cogitator. What are you talking about? I think I know what he's talking about, but we'll get him to say it. If we connect the connector to the augmetic system, the Lex Mechanic will still serve as a conduit for transmitting the data. We will learn the details, even if they are incomplete, of the things he saw and heard but is now unable to recall. Lex Mechanic, who has been listening to your discussion in puzzlement, finally understands what is going to happen to him, and begins to back away in fear. No, anything but that. I'll die. No, it'll be worse than that. I'll succumb to the corruption. I'm begging you, please. I'd rather be burned as a heretic than have scrap code in my biological cogitator. At those words, Heinrichs pauses for a fraction of a second, almost as if he is reconsidering. In failing to offer any resistance against the enemies of the Omnissiah, Unit Zeta 86 lost the grace of his machine rank and was recategorized as a resource of the Manufactorum. The defilement and torture of said resource, if committed to advance the struggle against heresy, will not be deemed an apostasy or malefaction against a living soul. Upon expiry of the unit's utility, disposal is recommended. Okay. Well, we have a choice between dogmatic and iconoclast, and in this case I'm fully on board with the iconoclast option. Heinrich, stop. The leader of the cult would never discuss anything of importance in front of witnesses. Leave the poor man alone. We need to know where the cogitator is. Even if the heretics' conversations are unimportant, I must know why the machine was so valuable to them. I'll tell you. Lex Mechanic rummages in his ragged clothes until he produces a scrap of parchment. A different augmetic is responsible for my muscle memory. He has data storage too. I remember where I walked and what I pressed with my fingers. Here are their coordinates and the code. It's probably the code to the bay. He scratches out the numbers with his fingernail and passes the parchment to Heinrichs. Heinrichs' eyes bore into the smaller man's. At last, having reached some conclusion, he turns to you. He is a subject of your world, Malachi. It is for you to decide his fate. Well, he'll be taken to my ship. After the cleansing rites, a place will be found for him there. Okay, see ya. I guess he'll just wander away. The Lex Mechanic is given the shuttle coordinates and hurries away. Heinrichs watches him go, then looks at you. Excessive kindness, Malachi, gets good people into trouble. Let's hope the corruption only affected the disconnected augment, not his soul. Come on, we need to find this cogitator. Well, it might be bad, but to be
Is there
honest,
money
it
to
does
be
seem like
made?
he was being mind controlled, and then, like, you know, he stopped being mind controlled. So I'm kind of happy with that for now. Ballistic skill and critical damage. That's huge. What are your hands doing? Running, when they use run and gun, they gain agi bonus divided by 3 damage on their ranged attacks. Okay, so like 2 damage. Okay. What about us? What are we using? 5% damage, 5% critical hit chance to single shots and deadeye shots. Could be good to give us a little extra ballistic skill, but I'm going to give it to Argenta for now. We may adjust things as we go on, but that seems fine. Is there any way to turn off the steam? I don't think there is. Okay. Back down this way. So there's a
Always
way
keep your
around
eye on the
here.
prize.
Okay. No, there isn't a way around there, actually. Okay, so there's a way along here to an athletics check over here. Okay. Does that just get us out of this loop? I think it does, because I don't think that this bit connects at the end here. No, that does not connect. Okay, despite being next to each other, there's no actual connection here. Okay, that's all I needed to check. So do this.
Nothing's impossible for this.
Yeah, it was a
officer.
quick way out the loop. That's kind of what I was getting at, is I think that's a quick way out of that. Okay. Yeah, close and reopen there just to get it to go back to the bottom. We're a little bit injured, but I don't think there's any actual danger for an injury. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're fine. I don't think injuries are that dangerous for us right now.
Keep your wits
This one?
about you.
Screen of this cogitator shows scrolling lines of repeating technolingua. Staring at the obscene symbols gives you a headache. Okay. Well, let's continue going then. Okay.
Rise to the
Pay
top,
attention.
or get left in the dust.
Aha. What's this? The warnings. Tome containing warnings of the Omnissiah. The set of unshakable tenets of the Adeptus Mechanicus is hidden from the laymen. Only an anointed tech priest can do anything with
Let
it.
us not dawdle.
You now have the choice of left or right. Right takes us to a big circle. Left takes us to an open room. We'll go to the... I did not have a choice in that. Oh my lord, what is that? Is that the fabricator sensor? Yes. Yes, it is. The massive Magos, clad in ritual garb, lets out a binharic trill and turns to you. From beneath the deep hood of his mantle, 2 dimly lit eye implants gaze out at you. You hear another binharic tirade, this time clearly addressed at you. Who in the void are you? You dare address me in the vile tongue of the savages? Me, the steward of Kiava Gamma, the lord of the machine world. Kneel, pathetic spawn, if you seek swift disposal. You propose that I, the rogue trader of the Von Valancius line, kneel before you. I'm giving you 5 minutes. No, not to beg forgiveness, to speak your last words and offer your final confession. You know what? No, I was with it at the start, but the end's not really what I want to say. I want to say Kiava Gamma belongs to House Von Valancius, with whose scion you have the honor of speaking. You are one of the troglodytes who once had the gall to oppress my comrades and resist my will. A messenger from the barbarian who drank the sacred ungulants bestowed upon her through others' toil. Very well then, your appearance is the perfect opportunity to teach your ilk a lesson. My name is Cubus Delphum. I once held the title of Fabricator Censor of the Kiava Gamma Manufactorum, but I rejected it, along with the other fetters that hindered progress. Once my faith was flawed and led naive fools from the cult Mechanicus into the darkness of ignorance. Now I am this world's master, and serve the true gods. You tread upon their territory, and you do not number among their legion servants. Therefore, you must be subject to immediate disposal. As the senior functioning member of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Explorator, Pascal Hanuman declare this temple to the machine god compromised and forthwith forbid all service within it. I dethrone the fabricator censor, the ignorant heretic who has betrayed the Omnissiah, and condemn as anathema any and all standard procedures implemented by him. Let the cycle of blasphemous operations he has put into motion be discontinued. Pascal switches to Mine Harak and hear a dissonance burgeoning in the depths of the forged cathedral. Some of the giant mechanisms heed this order and go still, while others, obeying the fabricator sensors, will continue their work. Crashes, explosions, and the clanging of crumpling metal signify that some dissent among the machines has interrupted the Manufactorum's production cycle. Hanuman? Liar, you are not him. To men's, Hanuman obeys me. His mind is open to the voices of the void, and the scrap code he created protects my world. Oh! Hanuman obeys me and he created the scrap code. Now we know that our Hanuman does like weird things. We also know that there was another one who was on the ship as well. So if he created the scrap code, that's interesting stuff. I'll not have you, rusted refuse from the misfit caste of the explorators, call me ignorant. This statement is false. Your regalia have been revoked. You have been deemed defective and will be eliminated. Pascal turns to you and says dryly, initiating heretic search, designation, Demence Hanuman. I wish to execute the retribution procedure. Okay. Well. What did you do to the governor of Kiava Gamma? Is he alive? The removal of unserviceable artifacts was the first step towards retooling this world. Only my tech comrades heeded the call of truth that reached into their cogitators and allowed them to pierce the veil of empty dogmas. Poor old Gaprak. 10 years or so back, he told me he felt uneasy in the presence of Tin Cam comrades. I mean the esteemed Adeptus Mechanicus. He casually complained about not having been dealt a normal planet. I'll have to honor his memory with a prayer once we have finished purging this place. Abelard brandishes his weapon. Thankfully, the fabricator censor did not require any coercion to confess to treason. So you've traded one master for another. I would have expected a fabricator censor to be smarter than that. The fabricator sensor's vox lets out a piercing, barely audible sound that makes your insides shudder. I will rip out your spinal column and braid it around my staff, you arrogant creature. I've seen what you have done to this world and its poor people. I will not allow it to continue. You may be driven by your will to fight, but know this. Kiava Gamma has already been converted. Its lines have been restructured and its servants have already tasted the fruits of progress. In the crucibles of this Manufactorum, torrid liquid metals will be used to forge vessels for sacred spirits. The adepts are already tirelessly delving deeper into new mysteries that were once barred by false tenants. You, servants of fake gods, are too late. The entire might of this world will soon rise up against the anathema and his slaves. So many open admissions of heresy in so few sentences. Sister, how many death sentences would you say his words warrant? I cannot answer that, Master Van Colaps. It is not my duty to measure the guilt of heretics. When the Adepta Sororitas appear before the enemies of the Imperium, it is time to fire, not count. And now is one of those times. Well, in the name of the Golden Throne, I will stop you and those who follow you. You assume too much, thus rendering your conclusion invalid. Comrades, purge the Manufactorum of any random variables. I must prepare for the culmination of our great work. Got the outsiders, let their blood mix with oil. Death to the apostates. Alright. They're coming to fight us over here. Truth conceal the path from the impious. He just destroyed that. It's kind of annoying. Find a way to the heart of the manufactorum. Alright, I'm ready for a fight.
Is there money
Let's
to
go.
be made?
I also want to go up here as far as we can if it will let us. Because this seems like a much better place to start.
Cast your eye there.
I
Fight?
always keep my options open. Mercy.
Oh, and these guys aren't
I
actually
will
in the
grant
fight.
none.
That's intriguing. Maybe? Wait, are these guys in the fight? I don't think they're in the fight. Let me just have a look here. No, they are not, right? Oh, no, they are. Okay, that's fine. So, us, we can go like there. That's fine. Abelard. Kind of looking at you taking up a position like here. Heinrichs, where'd you even go? You go pretty early, actually. Heinrichs is going to end up being like here. Idira. Kind of thinking over here. Argenta, I'm thinking maybe even here, depending on how long it takes for you to get a turn. That could work, potentially. Maybe I'm even looking here for Argenta. I know it's behind, you know, an explosive barrel, but let's be honest, that's not going to be our major problem here. Oh, wait, this is where you disable it? Okay, Argenta, you're going to start your turn here, next to the bit to disable. You're going to start your turn there. Actually, maybe even here. That's fine. Idira's back there. Abelard's there. Right, start the battle. So, front line is going to be here, because this is effectively a front line for Pascal.
Who if not me?
Okay. We're then going to double the armor in that area. It just makes more sense. Well, is it double the armor or is it just 8%? I think I'm saying double, but it's not double. It's 8% armor, cannot be over-penetrated immunity. There's another one that doubles it. I just forget what that is. Is this it? Yes, doubles the bonuses. You know what? It's the only combat area I care about right now.
I'll
Double the
see to it
bonuses.
personally.
Cool. That means I can't place the other areas anyway, or... Oh, it means they're discharging cannot be used this turn, but except I can use them.
It's as good as done.
That shouldn't be possible. I guess it's because I hadn't placed them yet. Ah, interesting. Guess this can be rear for now. That'll be fine. We'll go stand over here. Let's increase other people's damage. Okay, what else have I got? I've got 2 points left. Let's use this to increase my ballistics. Let's use perfect spot to give us, let's use surefire plan to give us extra damage, and then we'll shoot like this.
On it.
Alright, good job. Okay, they're moving up, slowly. Okay. Didn't really deal very much damage there. There's a huge amount of them in that pile. Nice dodge. Again, nice dodge.
I'll brush this off.
Heinrichs. I was hoping to hit everybody with this, but I guess I cannot. I mean, I definitely wasn't hitting Pascal, but let's do this then. Let's then do
I won't object
Shield
to
of
it.
the Emperor. Hammer of the Emperor. That actually all used AP this time. And we're going to give Abelard
Naturally.
extra movement. Alright, cool turn. That's fine. Parry. Well, yeah, it took 0 damage, took 1 damage.
Knows no pain.
1 servitor moving forward. Let's not worry about it. Alright, let's start by disabling the trap.
The Emperor favors me today.
Nice. Move forward and
Doubt is for the
increase our
weak.
resolve. Okay. That seems very good. We're then going to do a shot like this. Do it.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicate it.
Very nice. We can revel in slaughter. Oh, that costs 0. That's fine. Oh, revel in slaughter. Increase our ballistic skill, critical damage, and critical hit chance.
I'll do it.
Wildfire.
This is
And
unacceptable.
then do the same here.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
We knew we were going to hit him a few times, but it did 0 damage, which is fine. And then, yeah, then move back into your safety zone. Okay, that was a good turn. Next servitor moving forward. This guy moves forward next. Alright. A little buff.
Request approved.
I think the recoil buff does actually matter for Argenta as well, like the recoil part of this. Yeah. So, that seems pretty good. I can then hit you. Let's put extra stacks on them.
Running binaric override.
Can then hit you.
Desire knows all. Comprehends all.
Do my free attack.
Running binaric override. Cogitation.
Alright.
Failed.
Then I'm out. Hit with this.
Request approved.
Alright, well, whatever. Adira. Set this guy as prey. That seems like a good idea. We'll immediately get a level 3 prey thing. We got any high level guys in here? We have some at the back. Yeah, can I see you? No. I can see this guy. Alright, and mark him. We got any level 3s anywhere else? We have a bunch of level 1s. So, no. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so I'll just mark one random thing in here, and then that'll give us some temporary wounds at some point. That's fine. Come out here. Get your... Well, come out here. Get your free shot, which will be a kill. That then gives us 2 AP back. Then start taking shots in here. Yeah, sure.
Will do. Farewell.
Nice. There's another one down. We got our temporary wounds. Can I see you? I can. Let's blind them. That work? Blinded effect applied. He failed his test. Yeah, so he is now taking massive negatives to all effects that are applied by blindness. So that's ballistic skill and weapon skill and dodge and parry are all down by an extra 20, which is lovely. Not sure what we want to do next. Yeah, I'm not sure. Guess I could try dominating him as well. Just try and get him to run towards us, basically. He succeeded. Alright, I think I'll just end my turn there. I don't need to waste any more points trying to do anything else. Right.
Indeed.
Endure.
At your
Wall
beck
of
and
Rock
call.
Crete. Get up here. Just think how I want to handle this. Okay. Get up here. Charge.
My place is at the fore. One fewer tower.
Wonderful. Squish.
Victory is dominance achieved.
Very nice. Why don't you have some more
We'll
actions?
rule the stars themselves.
Okay.
I will
Kill.
do my duty.
Kill.
It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Kill.
At your beck and
Oh,
call.
not quite. Okay. Couple of hits here, huh?
It will be done. I took care of this one.
All the way back here.
Follow my
Hit.
lead. I'd rather not.
And hit. He's going to try and run away next turn. We're going to move here and end our turn. Because he's going to try and move towards Adira. Means we'll get an attack of opportunity. Nice. Our turn. Get over here. Probably. Wait, let's see where I'm going. Yeah, get over here, increase armor.
It's as good as done.
Then double.
I'll see to it personally.
See, that got rid of the other zones, but that's because those other zones, it wasn't
make it
turn one
happen.
basically, they hadn't been placed already.
I'll see to it personally.
Surefire
I'll
plan.
make it happen.
Right, so now we're doing extra damage, we're going to take our shots.
Violation of the
I hit
firing
Pascal in
hazard
the back and
detected.
caused him to be toxic. Wonderful. That was good.
Can I fall back now?
Okay. It's fine. Heinrichs, move up. Start applying buffs.
Get me a target.
Increase deflection.
I won't object to it.
Do that. Give Pascal the warp
Lord
stuff.
Captain,
Increase
for
his
the
strength.
throne's glory.
Heal him.
Naturally.
Then I could take a... I guess I could switch to my secondary as well. How much does it cost to shoot? It costs 3 AP for a single shot. Can I even shoot from this far out? No. I guess just get some more temporary
Let's
wounds
see
then.
to it.
That's okay. Right. End turn.
One fewer
Wonderful.
target.
Knew that was going to happen, which is why we deliberately were not doing anything there. Okay, go forward. And run over
Guided
here.
by faith.
Right. Let's start with a wildfire. So this now means that this is a... yeah, this counts as a new one for the purpose of versatility. Shoot.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Eradicated.
Nice. Revel and Slaughter cost
I'll do
1,
it.
but we'll take it. Okay. Shoot.
Faith without deeds is worthless. But you, my Emperor!
Okay.
That is not the Emperor's will.
Could allow us to make more attacks here if we took that one.
Power
Firearm Mastery.
resides in the will of the righteous.
Shoot him.
None can escape the Emperor's
Nice.
judgment.
Then I get another... Then I can, in theory, make another shot here, although I
refuse.
can't. Okay. Oh, wait, can I shoot this one? From either angle? I can shoot some from here. Alright, shoot.
Rejoice in battle!
Nice. Okay, then another shot.
Doubt is for the weak.
I forgot the way... I forgot this one says it'll cost AP and then just doesn't. Okay. I think we can shoot... Is it one for each
This
rate
is
of fire we
unacceptable.
have? Nice.
I'll do
And
it.
again. And again.
As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen.
And
I'll
again.
do it.
Now we shoot. Oh,
Doubt
and again.
is for the weak.
And now we should be out. Nope.
I'll do it.
I should have read how many it let me have. We are currently just consistently shooting this guy. Still says it's not going to take any.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Alright. Run and
do
gun.
it.
Over here.
God Emperor,
Maybe I should
move
have done that
through
earlier,
me.
but whatever.
Be the fire in my heart.
Right. It's fine. This guy's going to come up and try and attack her. Nope, he's running away. Now he's doing something. Alright.
Damage to bulk.
Pascal. Up here. Attack. Very good.
Request denied.
Shoot.
Running binaric override.
Nice. We've done it. Lots and lots and lots of dead ones. I don't need a power... Wait, a power sword? What does a power sword do? Seems to do much the same as a normal sword. Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
These. I can get another arc rifle I'm never going to use. Sure, that seems fine. Right, in here.
Always keep your eye on
Continue
the prize.
grabbing everything that we can get off the corpses. Right, this one. Another arc rifle. Okay, that's too many arc rifles. I'll take one of the new type and then leave the rest.
Do you see that?
I do now. Okay.
I better myself through my service.
Right. Down here. Grab the goods. We got all the goods here yet? Nope.
Is there money to be
More
made?
stuff all the way back down here. Yeah, in that corner. Okay, grab the goods. But more medikits and more fire grenades. Okay. Quick save. And open the door. This weird little back
This is
room.
intriguing.
Disable it.
Never
I
doubt me.
always keep my options open.
As you approach the cogitator, you notice a number of deep scratches left by huge claws on its metal surfaces. Despite the apparent damage, the machine seems to be in working condition. View the log. The log contains nothing of interest. The maintenance ritual schedule for the sacred machine that moves the bridge, an activation log, and a few notes of religious nature entered by the tech priests. Activate the emergency bridge lowering protocol. You touch the levers and reels on the control panel and disturb the slumber of the spirits that reside within this cogitator. The machine dawdles as if still drowsy, but nevertheless performs its assigned function. Okay, so that was how you were meant to like go, oh, I can't do that, and find another way. Okay. We did it. More goods.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
This. Screen of this cogitator shows a scrolling line of repeating technolingua. Yeah, okay, so it's the same thing. That's a demolitions blow up thing, but there was another way in there. Let's go and see if we can go in the other direction, because that seems like a better way, rather than using one of our melta charges. Right, lower warp.
I always
Marks
get
of
the
chaos
job
draw
done.
your eye and strike terror in you at the same time. Was that a pass or a fail? That was a pass. Okay. Open the door.
Machine God grants me insight.
Okay, and that's the wall we can blow up. We could... maybe we get XP for blowing it up, but I don't think there's any need to do that. What's that? Melta Ultima. Okay. Two-handed Melta weapon. And a Biomancy staff. Okay, well, hey, guess what? We have somebody who uses both of those. So this staff, though, is actually something we don't even need to use. We don't need to use that because we're not using staffs right now. The multi-melta is slightly more damage, but 15% less. Yeah, 15% less armor pen. This has more range as well, though, and costs less AP to use. I think Melta Ultima is good, which is kind of funny because I've literally just got rid of my multi-melta for it. Okay. Like, never shot the multi-melta at all. Something is howling within the its metal housing, as if the machine spirits of the cogitator are lamenting some irreparable losses. Tech use? Yeah, we'll do that. Your knowledge of machine spirits is sufficient to trick the system and subdue it to your will. A false query? Yeah, we've already seen that one. You gain access to the cogitator systems. Machine spirit can do nothing to thwart this device's machine spirit can do nothing to thwart you. Subdued by its defeat, it hides in the depths of its lair. Awaken it. You touch levers and reels on the control panel and disturb the slumber of the spirits that reside within this cogitator. The machine dawdles as if still drowsy, but nevertheless performs its assigned function. Cool. So, I guess that was instead of starting the combat, you were meant to do that, and then it would come and kill, like, these guys for you. Instead, we didn't do that at all. Alright, I mean, that's fine. Did we gain access to more loot over here or something due to that? No, can't go further along there. This way. Tech use. This device, now evidently used to chop bodies into pieces, was once an ordinary cooling fan. Oh. Well, dying tech priest. This pile of human remains, carelessly tossed together, emits a suffocating stench. The torn, gutted bodies once belonged to tech priests, but you cannot spot even a glint of metal anywhere. All their implants are gone. Suddenly, one of the ravaged bodies makes the tiniest movement. The tortured man's lips move ever so slightly, his half-closed eyelids twitching. Approach him. The man can barely breathe without his respirator implant. It has miraculously survived the horrific vivisection. It takes you a single look at the gaping wounds where the augment was ripped out to realise death is only a matter of time. As if having sensed your presence, the half-dead man looks at you and sharply inhales the hot air. Machine spirit, deliver me. The Binharic requiem coming from Pascal's vox sounds solemn and grim. Upon hearing it, the man's mutilated face twists into a weak semblance of a smile. Who did this to you? My comrades. His voice is barely audible. It seems each word takes the man a great deal of effort. Machine spirit. Now, has the Omnissiah truly abandoned us? Kiava Gamma has fallen into the maw of the eternal enemy. The holy Magi. They succumbed to heresy. The rest were stripped of their true flesh. Defeat the heresy. Preserve us. Deliver me from erring. Sacrifice living blood from vessels of the true flesh while their heart is still beating. After that, oblivion. His eyes glowed glassy. I knew you would come. I've waited so very long. Deliver me from my torment. What a horrible fate to be betrayed by one's own. I attest that the 3 categorical requirements for assigning the status of a martyr of the faith have been met. Opposition to the enemy, preservation of the adherents to dogma, and a brutal death. Requesting the right to extract the subject's organic matter to be used in the creation of an honourable serval skull. The man who is minutes from death wheezes weakly. It is an honour. I am thankful for the right to serve. So we can give Pascal the right, and that gets us picked recorder serval skull. Okay. We might have done that if the top option wasn't Iconoclast. Although I'm just seeing what the other ones are. Delay the man's death by providing medical assistance. Either help him or leave him, or both heretical. Dogmatic is giving a speech, but we will simply end his suffering. Go to the Omnissiah. Do you think he minds that we killed him with our Xenos weapon? Anyway, in a single motion you bring an end to his long torment. After checking there are no more survivors in this pile of human remains, you step away from the nightmarish sight. Okay. Do another quick save. And looking at this, I think we're going to keep going. Right. Another fight? This definitely looks like an area for another fight.
Take heed, rogue trader.
Take heed of the trap. Okay.
Look, over there.
Okay, this way then. Is there a trap on this side too? No? Okay. Goods. Thank you for the multi-key, which you've never used. Logs. You discover the local data crypt with contents collected by either previous operators of the machine spirit itself. Using your access, you study the archive stored on this cogitator. Review the supply protocol. At first glance, the records look like a typical shipping report, but after further reading, it becomes apparent that the focus here is not ore or assembly parts, but augments extracted from living tech priests. and spent mass the flesh of the victims killed either during or for the sake of machine rituals. Reduction protocol? The log looks damaged, the lines are uneven, and some of the values seem impossible. After a few minutes of studying the records, you feel your head begin to swim. The stored data can only be comprehended by a twisted mind touched by chaos corruption. Again, I wonder if you came here and you were heretical, whether maybe you get something out of that. Anyway, Ascension Protocol. This record looks like a sermon of some mad chaos worshipper. The log, clearly written from someone else's words, mentions that the heart exudes virtue and that the cradle of that rocks the child of truth. Okay, interesting. So it's just seeing some of the new protocols that we were told about. Okay. In here.
Intriguing.
Okay. I thought that was going to make you go all the way around, but I think this one just stops you here. I did decide to just control Argenta so that I can manually move without having to cogitate her army follow us.
The Emperor favors me today.
This one. Okay, and again.
Through my service.
Right.
Carry
Squad.
the Emperor's will as your torch.
Just checking for any awareness checks, basically. What's this? We don't know. Okay, that might have been a trap that I've already disabled. Is that what that was? Right. Yeah. Into the center. So that's going to do something, and then we can walk in here. Wait, what's walking? Oh, right, yeah. Let's do this.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay, so that allows you to go inside. Where does this... This allows you to spin this? So you can go to the other side here? Yes. Okay. So I'd assume that inside is where the main quest continues. Yeah. And spinning this, one, lets you have a quicker way out. But two, means that you can come over this side and grab the loot that's hiding over here. So this is a loot direction kind of thing. Okay. Grab what's in here. Head up this way. Huge area.
Pay attention.
Another trap. Alright. Wait, back off. Here.
As if a field of flowers was blossoming near Pathfinder. A child was saved from death.
Do this.
Thousands were burning alive.
I knew that was the answer. So very rarely is it the answer, but this time I was like, yup, that's it. Disable the trap. Nice. It sounds like we're so far away. It's put us into, like, you know, tiny voice, where all the characters are speaking like they're so far away from us kind of voice. But anyway. This large device is a cargo lift used for transporting parts. This? CyberGuard accepts the access codes and sets mysterious mechanisms into motion. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Along here. This goes somewhere. Open. Okay. A room of loot. Yeah, okay. This one. Okay. This one. Yeah, okay. Next one. Alright, well, that was something. That was a room full of loot, I suppose. Mostly nonsense, but that's fine. Keep going. Right. You know what I was just thinking? I was just
Magos
thinking...
Pascal.
Oh?
Does the investigation of the augments extracted from your fellows borne any fruit?
The unit, Heinrich Van Kellos, does not have clearance to access this information.
Alright, that's kind of funny. What I was thinking is... I got completely derailed by that. Let's just loot for a second. Yeah, I was thinking, we know that there's another companion in this game who may or may not be in Space Marine armor, or at least I assume so, because we've seen the rest of the companions in this game from like the cover art, but we haven't seen that dude. And the reason I was thinking about that is because I was thinking the Chaos Space Marines that are here, we know that there are other Astartes, as in like, you know, Space Marines, our side, in the system, because that was one of the rumors that we heard. So what I was wondering is, maybe the way they're going to deal with multiple Chaos Space Marines is they're going to be Space Marines here. Now, I have no proof for this. There's no sign of it so far on this planet. I was just kind of like, wait a second, maybe? Anyway, a desecrated altar to the Omnissiah. The purity seals have been torn off, data slates with sacred code shattered, and some of the teeth on the gear adornments broken off. There's also a possibility that some companions are only available, as we know, via down certain paths, and that we just simply will never see that person because we don't have that path. But we'll see. By certain paths, I'm meaning like we're going it down iconoclast, but they might be dogmatic, or you might see them if you're heretical or something, right? Who knows? So it could be that. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We'll find out when we find out, but it's just intriguing. It did an autosave. This is a combat area? Just the fact it did an autosave naturally makes me think combat. Oh, there's a Chaos Marine. Alright. Yeah, alright. Combat area. I see. Hello. The Chaos Space Marine towers over the tech priest's bowed heads like a dark cliff. He is reciting a sermon, slowly, almost chanting. From the mere sound of his deep, low voice, you break into a cold sweat and your gorge rises. Listen, for my words reveal to you a path from the darkness unto the primordial truth, from which has thrown open its gates for wayward souls seeking deliverance from the shroud of lies and torments of enslavement. Your minds have shed the bonds of dogma that has guided you into the abyss. Accept now the hope granted to you by the greatest of the word-bearers. Sacrilege here on the soil of an imperial world. Heinrichs hisses through his gritted teeth. I knew our meeting on Rykad Minoris wouldn't be the last, but to run into this anathema here, Kiava Gamma does not merely succumb to heresy, Malachi. Your world is in the clutches of the greatest evil known to the Imperium. Pascal gazes at his former brethren and whispers dryly. The new sphere signature of the defective units has been archived. In accordance with the sacred commandments, I will tolerate no heresy and hereby sentence you to categorical disposal without redemption. Voice, that voice, have I heard it before? Or no, it's like it drowns out all other voices. Let's leave, quickly, please. Follower dogmatic, interrupt the sermon with a paean to the God Emperor, or listen to the sermon. We'll listen. The Chaos Space Marine does not even seem to notice you. His gaze is focused on his flock, who are hanging on his every word. Those living a lie will see the truth until they have renounced the false gods. Only through your faith does the reign of those corpse worms hold. Worms that devour your very body, wrecking weak souls, gnawing at your eyes and ears, so that you do not turn them towards the true masters. Your world, a foundry on the realm of corpses, was given the honor of serving as the crucible of the oncoming victory, and we, the word-bearers, shall be at the tip of it, as well as those of you who can overcome the slander of his false idols. The incinerating fires of Kiava Gamma will birth weapons whose advance heralds the coming of a new age, an age wreathed by the glory and resplendence of chaos undivided. It feels as if, with each of the Space Marine's words, the light around you dims. Something tickles your face, a thin rivulet of blood is streaming down from your nose, dripping onto your lips and chin. That's it. I've had enough of these profane words. Turn around, beast of the arch enemy. You've called down purifying flame upon yourselves, and the flame has come. Registering encroachment upon sacred furnaces through both thought and action, initiating virtuous eradication procedure, Pascal's voice is a bloodthirsty growl, his sound reminiscent to whirring of a chainsaw. One of his mechadendrites snaps its pincers as he charges into the fray. The Chaos Space Marine roars in fury as the Tech Priests turn and charge you as if on cue. Okay, so it's us, Argenta, Tough Cultist, Corrupted Servitor, Cuff Cultist, Adira, Servitor, Cultist, Heinrichs, Pascal, Abelard. The last to go is the Space Marine. Alright. Well, Abelard, obviously, like, just go stand up here somewhere. We don't really care where you're standing. You're just here. Argenta, I'm thinking you're going to be there. Actually, I'm kind of thinking... There will be fine to start, right? That'll be fine to start. We'll figure it out. Maybe even here, actually. Then Abelard, take a step back. Yeah, that might be fine. Adira is going to go here. Maybe even here. Heinrichs there. Heinrichs was easy. Pascal. Heinrichs there. Pascal there. We're going to go here. Adira is fine. Right. Are we ready? Yes. Go. So, immediately, front line here. We want it to be the area that the Space Marine is standing on, because we want them to suffer 13% more damage from any source. Then going to put Overwhelming Stratagem on the area. We want them to have to pass willpower tests every time they're shot at. Yes. All attacks inflict the Overwhelmed status, unless they fail if they fail a resistance test, which will lower the ballistic skill, rate of fire, weapon skill, and all sorts of other stuff. We're going to make it a kill zone area as well. Why? Well, because it'll kill anything that's less than 20 wounds, and they have to re-roll their successful dodge and parries. But then, I'm going to put Stronghold Stratagem in that area as well, because Abelard is going to end his turn there. We're then going to put extra stacks on the Space Marine, because we can see it. We're then going to do Joint Analysis to increase our allies' damage. Right. That's our turn. Oh, wait. Rear? Rear is going to be here to put more damage down on them. We're going to put rear on Argenta. And back line is going to be... I guess Abelard for this turn, for now. Do it. Right. End. Argenta. Start with increasing our resolve. Now we need to think about how we want to do our turn. This costs 1 to use. Let's Wildfire. Okay. I do damage to you, yes. So let's go for Devastating Attack. Fire.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, they had to pass willpower tests for that, didn't he? I assume he did, but you know, worth just having a look. Maybe it has to be a direct target as well. It can't be like a secondary target. Okay. Shoot.
Doubt is for the weak. My Emperor.
That doesn't appear to be forcing him to roll checks, but okay, whatever. Then we're going to use... I was wondering if I want to use this, but I don't even think that's right. Yeah, let's run and gun.
I'll do it.
Can my secondary weapon do more damage to you? Maybe. Let's try burning him.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay. So lots of attacks have just went on to him there. Oh, and now we could use this. We still have 1 point to spend. So let's use Martyr's Penance on you. That's fine. Okay. Then I'm going to run you to this side. That's fine. End turn. That's okay. First servitor starts moving forward. Doesn't really know what's going on. Second cultist comes in, attacks Pascal, we parry. Idira. Let's start by marking you as our target. Cultists are all level 3, so that's fine. Let's just mark some cultists. On the assumption that they're going to have to die at some point. Sensory deprivation. We have blinded him. He passed a success. He passed the willpower resistance test, but you get blinded one way or the other here, so that's fine. We are then going to... That's quite a lot of damage we can put on him, actually. Could do Psychic Assault, although that would hit Abelard. Yeah, let's hit you with one of... Well, let's hit the Space... or the Chaos Marine with one of these. Okay. Just seeing what our options are here. We can shoot you, kill you. Which did also Toxic Shot the Chaos Marine, which I think has actually applied Toxic to him. Although it doesn't say that, so maybe it hasn't. Okay, that's fine. We can then create an area of dodge for us. No, we can't. We can increase one person's dodge, though. Let's increase Argenta's dodge. Okay. End turn. Next servitor moves in. That's fine. Now we're going to have two cultists who have a turn. This one runs forward. That's fine. Yeah, that was a dodge. Nice. Heinrichs. Buff. Then buff. Buff. Hammer of the Emperor. Increases damage. Okay. Well, that's pretty much our turn. Could potentially hit this cultist as well. Actually, can I head around here? Yeah, and then hit him. Nice damage. Okay. You'll love to see it. Pascal. Do that. Okay. Apply this. Kill. Lower the damage that this guy does. And then dash over. Death Whisper. That's okay. Abelard. Let's start by increasing your temporary wounds. Wall of Rock Tweeting. Moving out here. And charging. We knew we were going to be hit, but we parried all of that. Nice hit. Should have sworn enemied first, but that's okay. Then hit him. Wonderful. Then increase our deflection. If that doesn't show how much stronger we are from where we started, I don't know what would. Because, like, the Marine we faced at the end of Act 1 was crazy. This time, we're actually, like, winning. We've almost completely killed them in one turn. Now, I don't know if the Marine in Act 1 was stronger, but still. It's pretty good. Okay, and in theory, we're blocking anyone else from being shot because Abelard and Pascal are standing in front of the rest of the team. Didn't work. You can't kick them. We're too strong. I love that. He tried to kick him 3 times and then Abelard just went, nope. You're dead. Alrighty then. Alrighty. We're pretty much done. I'm not going to spend too long setting up everything perfectly. I'm just going to start killing. Right. Argenta. Little movement. Followed by controlled shot, which costs us nothing for now. Followed up by shooting. Nice. Wildfire. Can I use controlled shot again? No, it's 1 round. Okay. You return next. Apparently that's going to do nothing to you. Let's head over here. Switch to our flame weapon. And set you on fire. Okay, switch weapon. Firearm mastery. Yeah. This is fine. Give us number of attacks equal to our rate of fire. So, fire. Fire. Just keep firing. Nice. Next one. Guess I should use Revel and Slaughter. Okay. Run and gun. Shoot. And then shoot again. And then shoot again. Alright, that was pretty good. Chaos Marine, pretty much absolutely destroyed by Abelard. That's a cool bolter. Can't use it, but it's cool looking. Arch Strategist Mantle. All bonuses from the wearer's combat tactics areas are increased by 5% for 1 round if we use a stratagem different to the one before. It does not stack. Alright. I mean, that's fine, obviously, but it's not great. No, I don't need any more axes. Seems okay. Right. This moves that. This gives us access to another area. This area is massive. As I said before, I think. Yeah, disable that. We'll get the other trap on the way out. I haven't forgotten it. We must be really close to the next level. We're about halfway through. Okay. I love our servitors who are just here. We just recruited them. Like, right off the bat and then just went, okay. Oh, that's the high sense, sir. So this is the way we had to go. Oh. Well, never mind then. So this wasn't an optional route to kill that thing. That was a, Oh, we disabled that somehow. I must have walked into it. Yeah, that wasn't an optional route. That was the required route. Alright then. Well, good to know. So what's the inside route? Maybe it's to do the other thing in the world? Okay. The cogitator looks dead. Only a single lit lumen shows that there was life within the machine. Bring my elect 2 to the scanner. Several lumens light up in the panel. You hear distinct clicks. The cogitator goes quiet, having clearly fulfilled its purpose. Is this the secret cache? Yes, this must be the secret cache. The door's pneumatic actuators have obviously failed. It can now only be opened manually or by finding a suitable valve. Alright, now I need to find a valve to open it. Open manually? Can I, like, say, hey, Abelard, open the door for me? No. Okay, I thought it was worth trying. Okay, so we need a valve, which is somewhere. Over here. There's a valve. Okay, well, we got what we needed. Release the car brake. Why? What's that gonna do? nothing, but then when you try and remove the obstacle, maybe it makes it easier because it doesn't have the brake on.
Naval service. That was barely a challenge.
Okay. It was not my intention to get Abelard so broken. But okay. Are we going to fix Abelard? I don't know if we need to fix Abelard. He's fine, right? Broken ribs, strength and toughness, and action points. Alright, maybe we need to fix Abelard a little bit here. Sorry, Abelard. There we go. Oh, is that you out of that medikit? It is, yeah. Let's equip another one. I mean, we do have, like, 30 of them. And each is good for 2 uses. I don't know why the other valve we found wasn't good. Anyway. The car filled with refuse, broken pieces of spare parts, chopped up lumps of flesh, bits of wire, and other rubbish. Okay. Along this way. That's fine. Head along here. Bunch of combat servitors and Dements. Oh, okay. Or servitors and Dements. He's the person who provided the scrap code. Wait, is he the real big bad? Okay. Well, we got 2 big bad fights here. We're gonna ignore both of them. We're gonna go back inside to the other area. Okay. Well, we know where the 2 boss fights are. Well, we're kind of assuming maybe the Space Marine was meant to be a boss fight as well. Oh, and then there's another area in here. Lower warp. Eerie looking makeshift structure is an altar to Tzeentch. Amidst the revolting totems and twisted symbols dedicated to the Chaos God, you notice a string of 9 buried into the or a string of 9s burned into the metal surface. And this would also bring us to Dements, so via this route. Okay, it's yet another way to the fight. Okay. Wonder why there are multiple ways into the fight. I guess it's so you can choose which angle you prefer to fight in. Maybe you split up your party, have them come in from different angles or something. Okay. Cool. Spin this. We have to wait for the cogitators. Okay. This is interesting, this world, in terms of how it's set up. It's very non-linear linear, would be the way I would describe it, right? Like, there's obviously linear sections of this world, but it's like you can do any of these boss fights in whatever order you please. Just an odd thing for it to let us do. Anyway, to the inside? I don't know. I get the feeling if the guys we need to kill are on the outside, then the inside must be the optional path. Just, by definition. If our objective is the outside, this is the optional path. Over here. So we got repeating lines on that one. More repeating lines. More repeating lines. Oh. Numerous wires and pipes run into the filthy cages, which were filled with what looks like a conglomeration of human bodies. You cannot make out who is in the cage, but bright blue sparks flash intermittently in the darkness, while the mass of flesh twitches and shudders. We waiting for our guys to walk over there? Yeah, because we were meant to come in from the other angle. Heinrichs casts a scrutinizing eye over one of the cages, before withdrawing his weapon and approaching to examine what lies inside. Let's look at the one closest to us. Through the metal bars, you see it's truly a pile of human bodies, or something that used to be. The monstrously deformed bodies have fused together in places, while others were severed using saws and knives, leaving wounds seeping pus and slime, wounds that are adulating and sprouting tendons. Rods connected to wires that run to a nearby cogitator bristle across the flesh. One of the human heads turns to you. Mercy. We're waiting for us to get to the dialogue. Even attempting to speak causes the mutant pain, and he bears the agony and forces out the words. Mercy, make it stop. Study the mutants closely. You examine the pulsating mash of flesh. The creatures in the cage seem to be composed of several bodies joined together. You see no sutures or any other means by which the separate parts could have been connected. Among the layers of meat you can discern large knots of muscle, various limbs, exposed bones, parts of faces and entire heads. Only warp sorcery is capable of creating such an abomination while preserving its ability to live on. What is this? Heinrich takes in his surroundings and begins again to fix his attention on the contents of the nearest cage. I'm beginning to have some idea. The Lex mechanic mentioned the inhabitants of the lower levels who had been imprisoned in their homes. He said some of them were brought here. The cultists did something to those poor people in their own home, and now they are studying the result. They're people, monstrously mutated, but still people. Heinrich nods grimly. Yes, this is what warp sorcery has done to them. To be precise, I have seen many mutants whose features have been distorted under the effects of the archenemy. But this is something beyond all imagining. The Lex mechanic talked about some kind of slag waste disposal and chaos symbols on machines. What are the archenemy's minions doing to the people of the lower levels? To know the workings of dark sorcery means allowing corruption into oneself, and that is why they were brought here, to be connected to censors and cogitators. Even fallen tech priests who have rejected the Omnissiah are driven by a perverted hunger for knowledge. Have you ever seen anything like this before? I have seen a great deal, Rogue Trader. That includes mutations caused by the sorcery of chaos. But what frightens me most is not the repulsive form, but what is hiding beneath it. Heinrich frowns. A human soul in torment. Chaos never forgets to ensure its victims retain the ability to suffer. Why are they hooked up to cogitators? Heinrich carefully studies the screens of the computing machines. Lingua Technis, corrupted by the scrap code, I'm sure. It's unlikely we'll be able to extract anything of value from their data crypts. Thinking, Heinrich clenches his fist and bites down on a knuckle, then recoils when the mutant from the nearest cage reaches a hand out to him through the bars. You! A female face watches you from within the gloom of the cage. Even though half of her head has been turned into a mess of bones and lumpen growths, her single eye looks at you with a surprising amount of intelligence. You promised us. Her words are echoed by the other voices in the depths of the cages. Heinrich leans towards the cage, but at sufficient distance to ensure the mutant cannot reach him. Who are you talking to? What did they promise you? Who are they? You took us from the Inferno. You promised us a reward, you... Her face contorts in a grimace, and the creature's lips stick together like melted wax. I'll be damned, they can still speak. They remember the people who did this to them. Heinrich balls his fist in perilous rage, then he frowns in thought. Perhaps a little biomancy will allow us to draw out the fragments of knowledge, or will allow us to draw the fragments of knowledge out of them, or it will trigger further changes. Idira curses furiously. A little biomancy. This is a tangle of flesh and bone that, by some freakish miracle, still happens to have a soul and a mind. Come on, Iceman, let them die in peace already. Heinrich turns to Idira. You do not see his face, but you do see Idira suddenly shrink and cast her eyes down. Not missing Pascal's sober interest in the proceedings, which she is dutifully recording in a data slate, Abelard raises a brow. Esteemed Magos, these are your comrades. If I may ask, do you feel any compassion for them, or at least regret? Regret for the losses that these poor people, regrets for the losses that these poor people represent to the Adeptus Mechanicus? Negative. What I am currently observing is not my tech comrades, but merely their biologically functioning remains fashioned into a specimen of an unnatural perversion of technology. I am under no directives to feel any affinity for such species. What do you want to do? My psyker abilities allow me to affect the human body. It is one of the most effective tools to use against individuals who resist questioning. But if you're suggesting that I want to use it, I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself. The effect of warp energy will likely lead to an explosive reaction. I do not know the precise mechanism of this mutation. The result could be even more monstrous than its current state. Heinrichs, let this go. You're only prolonging the suffering. Heinrichs nods. I am inclined to relieve their suffering. Every moment of existence in such a state is pure torture for the people locked in these sheaths. I was wondering when they were like, you promised us. I'm wondering whether they were talking about Pascal. They could have been talking about us, you know, via the Von Valancius connection. They could have been talking about Heinrichs because he's here. But the reason why I'm wondering if they're talking about Pascal is because they were mentioned that Hanuman was the person who came up with the scrap code. Now, it's not necessarily Pascal, as we've already seen the other Hanuman, but he has been mistaken for someone else before. Interesting. It seems to me your mind is already made up. These people need deliverance from their suffering. Heinrichs wavers for another moment, then leans over the cogitators. Each mutant has cables attached. I may not know the nature of these machines, but it isn't too difficult to increase the voltage. Ah, the switch here. You hear the crackle of electricity, the wires glow with blue sparks, and the creatures locked in the cages drop lifelessly to the floor. The sharp tang of burnt meat hangs in the air. That's that then. But do you know what bothers me, rogue trader? The number of people here, there are too few. The lower levels of similar manufactorums are inhabited by millions. What's happened to the rest of them? Heinrich shakes his head. I know I won't like the answer. Let's go. We still haven't done what we came here to do.
This place is steeped in corruption, which means that it must be cleansed with fire.
Okay. I didn't mean to cut her off. Down to the last crevasse was the end
Sister,
of it.
tame your fervor. Your zeal is laudable, but first I must ascertain the intentions of the archenemy, not crush his manifestations without a second thought.
Okay. So I think we're starting to turn Heinrich. Like, Heinrichs is not nearly as zealous as Argenta here. Like, he's definitely... yeah. He's starting to think like us, which I think is good. Maybe he always thinks like us. But either way, it's fine. The data vault. Oh, we need it. This must be our thing. The massive cogitator grows out of the metal bulkheads like a grotesque tumor. A hollow roar sounds from the depths of the metal housing. Whatever spurred this computer into action has enough power to supply a small command center. As soon as your eyes fall upon the cogitator, you feel a tingling in your temples. Every nuke, every component of the machine radiates a sense of wrongness, one that is difficult to explain, but no less palpable for that. It is as though the construct itself defies the laws of physics and perspective. Heinrichs makes a warning gesture. His voice rings slightly with tension, is threaded with disquiet. Stop, Malachi. That is a creation of the arch enemy. Do not go near it. You have done enough for me in my mission. Don't put yourself at risk. Now. Okay. As soon as Heinrichs takes another step towards the cogitator, it emits a deafening shriek like hundreds of metal needles driving into toughened glass. As though sensing the stranger, wincing, Heinrichs approaches the control panel and bends down towards the screens. Despite the heat clogging the room, you feel an ice-cold breeze. Heinrichs is clearly using his psyker abilities to try to fend off the pernicious effects of the chaos artifact. The Omnisci's grace has not touched this object. The mechanism was not desecrated, but born flawed and unnatural. Iron most profane. Pascal unhurriedly produces a data slate. Initiating observation log. Let not fear stand in the path of knowledge. Approach the cogitator. Heinrichs is too engrossed in his examination of the control panel to stop you. You draw closer to the side section of the cogitator housing, which has several thick cables running from it. With each step towards the flickering screens, your feeling that the cogitator is watching you with rapidly blinking eyes grows stronger and stronger. Up close you see that besides buttons, switches and toggles, the cogitator casing is also covered in strange writing. Study the screens. The cogitator displays a wall of text on its screens. The string of symbols is a senseless mixture of numbers, formulas, and unfamiliar characters. There seems to be no logic to it, and yet there is no doubt that the cogitator is computing calculations on a prodigious scale. Examine the writing on the casing. Adira suddenly appears by your side and tugs at your sleeve. Lord Captain, no, please don't. Just don't look. The whispers say nothing good will come of it. You really should just step away from that thing. Look at the cables. A bundle of cables is coming from the broken side panel of the cogitator. Also, what's interesting is I wonder if we hadn't got Adira here, we would have looked at it and then, in theory, something bad would have happened. Huh. They were clearly added after the machine came off the manufactorum's production line. The wires snake along the floor and disappear inside a maintenance hatch that leads somewhere down below. Step back. You take a step backwards and suddenly one of the cogitator screens changes colour, becoming a bright yellow. Your eyes are helplessly drawn to the billowy hue. You turn away sharply from the screen, and you can almost feel invisible shackles falling away. We got to use Adira's willpower, which was lucky. The realization comes a moment later. You are not fighting against your own curiosity, but against someone's malevolent will, which has now lost its hold on you. Keep my distance and wait. A minute passes, then another. You watch Heinrichs examine the cogitator. His eyes scan the screens, his hands darting from the reel to the lever, sometimes hovering uncertainly over the next switch, which immediately receives a coating of frost. At some point you hear his voice, almost a whisper barely audible above the clanging, roaring machine. Sacrifices. More and more every minute. Heinrichs looks at you, his eyes darker now, appearing almost black in his white face. Hecatombe determinans. The womb of this cursed machine is down on the lower levels. The auxiliary enumerator controls the system for delivering molten waste under the manufactorum's main building. This cogitator is fueled by the energy harnessed from thousands of people who are flowing beneath our feet as slag waste as we speak. But I cannot even imagine the reason for sacrificing all these people. It's inconceivable. Now we know why the fabricator censor prized this monster so highly. The cursed tech priest and his associates created something that went beyond the limits of the Omnissiah's power. This machine is designed to process myriad possibilities using warp sorcery. It has almost finished its task. It predicts the future, Malachi. Predicts the future? How is that even possible? Do not attempt to gain any insight into the essence of the machines corrupted by the arch-enemy. At least not if you value your soul. I've encountered the heretics' mechanical abominations before. To truly fathom their nature is to allow a particle of death into your heart. Heinrichs is silent for a few moments. But the fruit they bear, no matter how abhorrent their instruments, the fruit they bear could be useful. Adira opens her mouth to speak, but then drops her gaze, awkwardly. Heinrichs' clouded gaze suddenly clears and he glares at the cogitator. No, the cult's filthy ravings are not worth that. What we can extract from its storage drives will be enough. Your influence has made Heinrichs more merciful. Our influence has made a difference. Interesting. Okay. We need to stop the cogitator for the sake of the people still alive down there. Heinrichs vacillates for another second, then shakes his head as though clearing away mental fog. I almost succumbed to the arch-enemy's old trick, the lure of the unobtainable, the primary of all the traps that chaos sets for unwary souls. So if you had been heretical, potentially you could have done something there. Also, it says you've made him more merciful, so maybe even if you had been dogmatic, he could have been convinced. Because if you had been like, you know, there is no mercy for people, we are purely on the you know, see heretic, kill heretic kind of vein of things, then he might have been like, oh, we should have no mercy, and then he may have chosen a different option. That's intriguing. Okay. Well, I'm happy we got this. Heinrich's movements are exact and purposeful. Unlike his earlier operation of the cogitator, one after another the cogitator screens begin to fade to black, and the roar coming from inside the machine quiets to a barely perceptible howl, in which you imagine you hear notes of dejection. Heinrich bends over the keys and flinches as if from an electric shock. His head snaps back unnaturally and you see his lips moving. The cogitator lets out a roar that grows louder by the second. Oh, another boss! Hello, demon. It's just a screamer of Tzeentch. Alright. I don't see the issue. Idira? That was you. Oh yeah, Argenta. There we go. Yeah, I don't see the problem here. Here? Alright, go around this way, place the thing where I told you to place it. There we go. Overwhelming stratagem. Killzone stratagem. Stronghold stratagem. Increase allies' damage. Put more stacks on it. Alright, it gets to have its turn. Oh, it summoned some more things. Alright. That's fine. I'm not really that worried about it, if I'm honest with you. I don't want to use any powers because we're at 15. So instead, we're going to go for... make an opening. Give yourself some temporary wounds. And hit it. Nice. That'll do. Argenta. That's not going to do very much to that. Just seeing what we could do. We could maybe go here and shoot out this way. Oh yeah, this herald looks weird. Let's go here, give ourselves some resolve. Nice. Then we're going to go for devastating attack. Wildfire. Fire. Okay. Followed by shooting. Followed by run and gun. Followed by shooting. Okay, that wasn't as much damage as I was hoping for, but that's alright. Idira. Mark as prey. Mark as prey. Can't see anyone else, that's fine. Get your free shot in on... Well, doesn't seem like that does damage. Is your secondary? Secondary is your psychic stuff, so no, that we can't use that. Okay, increase the stacks onto the Screamer. Has it got like lots of armor or something? It's got a bit of dodge, yeah. Interesting. Let's shoot this one. Alright, cool turn. I'll do. Abelard. Increase temporary wounds. Increase temporary wounds. Hit it. It dodged. Wow, okay. Charge. I know we're taking an attack of opportunity. Or multiple, but now we're standing next to the Herald and it's going to have to do something about that. Maybe should have done that first, but we'll see. This one runs over here. That's kind of fine. Okay. Apply his buff. followed by reducing its dodge. So it now has basically no armor and it has like a much lower amount of dodge. We're then going to I'm tempted to do this. Heinrich's dodged it, which was nice. Okay. Put more actually no, make an opening here. And hit the opening. Nice. That seems good. Pink Horror runs in, does its same thing that the previous one did. It's fine. Malachi spread out. Kill zone. Oh, I didn't. Did I not place the other stratagems? I should have placed the other stratagems. Backline. Please tell me there's a way. There must be a way for me to place a. Oh no, I'm only able to place. Oh, because it's the second turn. I'm only able to place one. Yeah. So I don't know why I didn't place the other stratagems. I guess it's because I thought it was one enemy. Keep applying stacks to the enemy. Increase my allies' damage and chill. That's fine. Heinrichs. Increase temporary wounds. Make an opening. Hit it. Oh, it is dead. It is very dead. Nice. End turn. Here. Run away. Controlled shot. Wildfire. I didn't even need to wildfire, but that's okay. Fire. That's alright. One of these. Shoot. We knocked one down. Nice. One of those. A little bit of fire. Okay. Cool. Seems good to me. That one's on the ground. Adira. Set as a target. Apparently you're not even going to be able to do damage to it, so let's not worry about it too much. Shoot it. Shoot it. Alright. Good turn. It's going to explode, ain't it? Yep, same explodey thing. Abelard. Temporary wounds. Wall of Rock Creep for more. Hit it. Alright, I should have made it my enemy to start with. And then, if we parry, we get an attack back. Wonderful. Okay. Pascal, hit him. Very cool. They get a lot of turns now. Dash in here. Then hit him. Fire. Okay. And that'll do. There's a dodge. Okay, we got hit. Got hit. Herald's just blowing up over there. This one just died of toxic. Here. That wasn't what I meant to do, but that's okay. I meant to move this here. Make it a kill zone. Give it overwhelming. Give it this. Then, shoot. Nice. And increase my allies' damage. Wonderful. Walk here. Hit it. Very good. Now charge this one. Very good. Right. Carry on, Heinrichs. Argenta. Dash away. Controlled shot. Wildfire. Shoot. Although I didn't really need to wildfire there, but let's not worry about that. Shoot. Okay. Run and gun. Shoot. Nice. And we hit the one at the back there. Love to see it. Idira. Head over here. Shoot. I hit Abelard. I hit it. Good. Abelard. Wall of Rockcrete. The other one. Hit it. Alright, defensive stance. And sworn enemy. Should have done sworn enemy first. As I always should, but that's fine. Heal yourself if you're once per combat mechadendrites. Head over this way. Do you have like armor or something? You have armor and dodge and stuff. Let's put stacks on you. We're now going to remove those stacks from you. This now means that you got less dodge and less armor. Move over here. Hit it. Nice. Then aim for an opening. Then hit it. Alright. And end turn. That's fine. For us, move over here. Make that front line. With kill zone on it. I don't need all the other buffs. Yeah, shoot it. Put some more stacks on it. Increase my allies' damage. That'll do. Right. Heinrichs doesn't quite get close enough. Wait a second. It's a shot for the melter. Let's go up here, aim, make an opening. Shoot it. Alrighty then. Head up here. Shoot it. Nice. We've killed the daemon. Heinrich stares at the smouldering ashes of the daemon and then at the destroyed cogitator. The furrow on his brow slowly smooths out. His face looks almost contented. The creation of chaos is no more. I hope the fabricator censor did not have time to pass on the secrets of this creature to his associates, and I hope the survivors down on the lower levels can hold on until we liberate Kiava Gamma. I saw something happen to you, Heinrichs. What happened when you touched the machine? Heinrich jerks his head and waves away the question, his movements sharp and unnatural. We'll talk about it later, but right now... Heinrich's eyes settle on you. I must thank you, Malachi. Without your help and cooperation, I doubt I would have reached the depths of Kiava Gamma and learned the truth behind my agent's dispatches and reports. I would never have ended up here. I would never have succeeded in hampering the cult's activities. Dare I hope, esteemed interrogator, that your keen interest in this Von Valancia's world has been satisfied? Oh, apart from the fact the world is still seized by the arch-enemy's corruption, its populace is infected with heresy, and the once sacred machines of the Manufactorum have been turned into weapons against humanity, quite satisfied, yes. My business on Kiava Gamma is concluded. It is time to return to the mission that brought you to this industrial world. The only thing I'll ask of you is an audience when we return to the ship. Heinrich bows his head to signal the conversation is over. Okay. So that's his side of the... So this was his one. We still need to find our cache on Kiava Gamma somewhere. Wherever that is. But okay. Carrying on. We shall leave here. I mean, it could be in that room. I don't think it is. I think we clicked on all of the things, but we'll see. So that was also a major part of the quest. Now we have to decide how we want to handle it. I think Fabricator Sensor has to be final. I think we deal with Dements first. I think that makes sense to me. Especially as the Fabricator Sensor was behind multiple, what's it called? He was behind multiple fights, right? He had the Chaos Space Marine fight, and then you have his fight. So I think that to me implies that he's meant to be like a second tier thing. So you're meant to fight him later. I also got the impression you were meant to fight him before you went into that room, based upon what Heinrichs was saying, but let's not worry about that. Right, let's go along this way. I want to fight him going from the top down. Also, I have noticed if we want to turn that middle thing, it's much quicker to manually walk in, because the servitors move so much quicker when not in cutscene mode. And anyway, yeah, this seems like a better route in. I mean, look at this. It's got cover and stuff. Corrupted Rust Stalkers. Interesting. Whatever this guy is. Combat Servitor. The Tech Priest tears himself away from reading his data slate and looks up at you. His respiratory augment is missing. Instead, the lower half of his face is covered in a deathly pale artificial flesh. You take note of the multitude of fresh augments attached to his head. They seem to have been inserted haphazardly, and pus is seeping from the untreated wounds. I heard your footsteps in the void. You're von Valancius, are you not? Pascal exchanges a series of binaric signals with the Tech Priest before saying menacingly, Initiating arrest procedure. This unit is using a fabricated identification code which constitutes a grade 4 transgression. Identify yourselves. His white and lifeless lips stretch into a smile. My name is Demens Hanuman. I believe it is familiar to you. This statement is false. This unit stands accused of identity theft. I am guilty of many things, but not the transgression you speak of. I have stolen nothing from you, my tech comrade, unlike many others who have indeed robbed you. Are you the one who stole Magos Tarsus's personal code and made an attempt on his life? No, why would I do that? It was the work of the maimed hunter. Term not recognized. Is this a specialized term used by your branch of tech heresy? It is simply a name that fits him. You must have noticed by now that names are full of lies, haven't you, Pascal Hanuman? Mocking laughter bursts from the heretic's lips. Well, you are a heretic, are you not? Merely a seeker of knowledge. However, the experiments I've conducted extend far beyond the allowed limits of an ordinary transmechanic tasked with maintaining a planetary Vox array. But ever since I received that strange signal, my ears have been opened to what I had previously considered to be forbidden knowledge. Every night since then I have been turning my Vox station to that very frequency and listening to the voices. Am I a heretic? The Fabricator Sensor didn't think so. He conducted inspections, but he did not prohibit my research. Later, when a mysterious visitor revealed the truth to his optics, he came to me once more. I nurtured the scrap code for him in the depths of my mind. He lives there still, eating through my synapses and building new connections that are open to the new knowledge of change. Is freedom heresy? If so, then I'm a heretic. The reason for the failure of this unit's operations has been established. You have fallen victim to the cognitive corruption of chaos. Your computing processes have been disrupted. You are defective. Defective? I revealed the truth. I comprehend just as the Omnissiah commands. Meanwhile, your mind thrashes about within the cage of data vows. So which one of us is defective? I'm giving you a chance to explain why you're using the name of another. Another? I have the right to bear this name. It is my humble inheritance, which I received from Archmagos Amernat. To renounce it is to betray his ideas. The blessed Amernat taught us that the cycle must be discontinued, and it seems I have become his best student. Now I aspire to know all, comprehend all, as is the Omnissiah's will. Blasphemy. Should you continue these sacrilegious mentions of sacred litanies and heretical perversions of the blessed Amurat's philosophy, you will be destroyed. You wish to sound outraged, but I sense your curiosity. I understand knowledge is intoxicating. The craving for new knowledge gnaws on me as well, but be patient. I'm deciphering a great mystery, and my name became the start of the key. I analyzed the archives and found in it places where it should not be. Hanuman, Hanuman, Hanuman. I kept seeing this marker upon the traces of a great plot, of the deception created by Archmagos Amurat. No sound mind is capable of such twisted cunning, but my mind was no longer sane. It could no longer stay within narrow confines of the norm. Each new discovery loosened the imperatives of obedience and granted ever greater freedom I developed. I avoided the traps of the maimed hunter who seeks to hide the truth, but words mean little. Do you want me to show you the truth? His pale lips spread into a smile. Fine then, show me your truth. The tech priest turns his data slate around. Its vid screen is covered with green runes performing an ungodly dance of computation. Pascal casts a quick glance over the data slate and says with contempt, "The sacred logic is impaired. Your calculations are irrational. Yet they are still correct. Pascal, what is this mismatch of numbers?" "It is all unholy nonsense. A betrayal of pure logic, the fruit of a diseased mind that has renounced the fundamental laws." Pascal's vox is raspy like the dry throat of an ailing man. Your calculations lack sense. They are riddled with errors. They do, and they are, in this place. But there is also another place where they have the right to exist, where nothing and nothing can add up to become something, where the mathematical zero can perish and decay and infinity can measure itself. A wail comes from Pascal's vox. "The warp. You used warp technology. It is forbidden." "But why?" The heretic's insinuating voice sounds surprisingly calm. "I'll listen. I altered the planetary vox array. I replaced the promethium with fuel made from the souls of servo servants. The sum of all knowledge that exists in the world lies in the warp, and I am extracting it. Do you think it's sacrilege? I think it's sacrilege not to do it. I think it's hypocrisy to reject warp technology, to betray the Omnissiah's commandment that we are to know and comprehend all of creation." With an icy smile, the heretic hands Pascal his data slate showing the dancing, blasphemous green symbols. "Do you want to know everything about yourself, about me, about the maimed hunter, about Amurat, absolutely everything?" Pascal's mechadendrite carefully accepts the data slate and after a brief pause shatters it with its hydraulic servo pincer. His voice is resolute. "Not at such a cost." "Pascal, do you have any preferences regarding the killing of your former tech comrade?" Pascal switches to Technolingua, his vox erupting in a series of binaric signals. "There is no need for secrecy, let him understand." The heretic nods in your direction with a smile. Pascal glances at you with worry and says in Gothic, his voice doubtful, "Following a voluntary surrender, I will be willing to commute the punishment from immediate destruction to arrest and isolation for the purposes of conducting an exhaustive interrogation." Does that not violate some protocol or other? "Indeed, tech comrade, does it not violate the dogma of purity?" Pascal says nervously, "Your possible familiarity with matters related to the fate of the blessed Amurat justifies this violation." "Well, if you think it best." The heretic's deranged smile remains on his dead lips. "Request denied, tech comrade. You will have to pull what I know out of my head." Yes, I was thinking it was a little odd that he would give up, and it was. And he won't. Alright, so we'll start up high so we can place all of our stuff. You go fairly early, so we'll push you there. Heinrichs, that bit of cover. Pascal, that bit of cover. Abelard, that bit of cover. Adira. Here for now, we can move you on your first turn. You just go so late that we need to find you somewhere to hide. And then we're kind of looking actually at being over on this side because we want to end up here on the end of turn 1. Cool. Right, front line. Okay, we then increase the armor of the front line. Make it a kill zone. Back line is going to be here. Rear is going to be here. Put stacks on Demence. Increase other people's damage. Have I got anything else to do here? He's not got very much armor, actually. He's kind of weak. I'm going to head here. Then maybe take a shot out, just at the combat servitor. Cool. That's fine. Oh, hello. Ow. Okay, Argenta. Working out where I need people to be. I think Abelard might have to run back here next turn. Let's put Argenta here for now. Yeah, that'll be fine. Actually, let's put Argenta here. Yeah, it works. Right. Increase, yeah, our resolve. Then let's do this properly. Shoot. Running gun. Shoot. That now means that this costs 1 in the first place. Yeah, so that's the better way of doing what I've been doing. I've been doing it incorrectly. Yeah, so now we do this. Wildfire. So that now costs 1. Devastating attack is free, apparently. So let's do that. Now we can shoot with this. We knocked him down, which is good. Knocked both of them down. Put some fire on them as well. Yeah, and that gets us out of 6 versatility out of turn 1, and we can use Revel and Slaughter. Nice. That seems great. That seems like a great first turn. He misses his turn because he's on the ground. Corrupted Servitor heads over here. Did attack the Rust Stalker, which is good. This guy found a way around as well. You love to see it. Those guys could not find a path to where they needed to go. Come around here. Check that we can charge. Make it our enemy. Okay. Charge costs 2. So I'm going to use this to give ourselves some temporary wounds. So now we're dealing more damage. Charge. Then hit it again. Wonderful. It's dead. Right, and increase deflection of people nearby here. Heinrichs. Buff. 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 Alright, good turn. Actually, no, we can probably run up here and attack as well. Yeah, there we go. Oh, should have been on the other weapon, but okay. Ran up and shot with the melt at 0 range. And that is an option, I guess, that we've now done. This. Okay. Run up here and attack. Followed by this. Followed by this. Nice. Followed by putting more stacks on them, which I maybe should have done first, but it doesn't matter. I think we're clearing this in like 2 turns. Kill. Oh, I should have marked both of these as prey, not that it matters, but we'll do that anyway, just in case. Mark as prey. Claim the bounty. Nice. They give me more AP. Not that we're going to do anything with it. Guess I could shoot you. run up here, shoot him. Wonderful. Pascal stands motionless as he stares at the heretic's corpse. After a long silence, he finally says in a hollow voice, "I am taking his neural cogitator. The data contained within must be analyzed to supplement the catechism of the maintenance and operation." Do you intend to pull that thing out of its head? Revolting. What if it's contagious? Request denied. The value of the data justifies the risk. Pascal leans over the corpse, activates the sampling tool on one of his mechadendrites, and plunges the tangle of augments, or plunges it into the tangle of augments covering the heretic's skull. Yes, that didn't sound like that was a conversation. That sounded like he would be doing that, and he did it. Okay, so we get a new type of plasma gun and a cogitator that gives a bonus to logic. Unnecessary. A mismatch of steel and wires augments shaped by some madman into an unknown and frightening monstrosity. Okay. This was the other way we could come in here. Lower warp check. The vats, which were previously used to store fuel oil, have been turned into reservoirs for blood, an ingredient for the Val rituals that have replaced the orderly protocols of the Manufactorum. Okay. Crucified body has had all of its augments removed. Judging by the abundance of blood, they were ripped out when the tech priest was still alive. Ugh. Okay. Again, just running around just in case awareness triggers on anything. I didn't mean to go this long on this episode, but we will continue going because we've started, so we might as well finish. The curved parts appear foreign compared to the orderly geometry of the Manufactorum. The many holes and fasteners indicate that each component serves as but a single part of some wicked design. Okay, now we're heading down here. Grab our goods. Whatever those happen to be. Okay, head over here. Grab some more goods. What's that? The wearer's melee attacks made against enemies under the effects of exposed weakness decrease the enemy's strength and agility by 10. It's okay. Set up the ladder. This gives us a quick way out, because we ladder up there, then we athletics on the other side. Okay. Also, it gave us a way to get up there without going through the steam. Which is potentially how you're meant to do that, rather than just trying to time the steam and run through it. Which, to be fair, timing the steam might have worked, if not for the cogitators that completely ignored that. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess we got one fight left. The bit that I'm still wondering is... Where are we? Classified information. Find the hidden cache on Kiava Gamma. Alright, I guess it's behind this guy. That's the only place I think it could be. We've been, as far as I can tell, literally everywhere else. Right? Unless another area opens up after this area. But I mean, like, look at where we've been. We've been everywhere. So it must be behind this guy. Maybe it doesn't want you doing it before you complete the story, so therefore it has to be behind him, so that you have to complete the story first. Anyway. Let's go. I'm ready. Oh, it's one of those guys. Another opportunity for us to show how much stronger we were than in the past, because that guy destroyed us last time. Upon noticing you, Cubus Delphum straightens. You hear the clanging groaning of metal as if the pistons and bearings of the fabricator sensor's augmented bodies are fused together. Repellent scrapes and screeches punctuate his speech. The probability of navigating your way, of reaching the inner line, was negligible. The primordial truth guards me in my work. Then why is it that this variable is yet to be eliminated? Okay. Let's see what we're going to say here. I shall venture a guess. It's because I am the illustrious rogue trader von Valancius, conqueror of the Koronus Expanse, and you are a talking piece of refuse. How dare you insult me? Your insolence is an unexpected factor. No matter, the error will soon be rectified. Soon. I saw the strange constructs in the lines of the Manufactorum. What mad machines are you creating here? Steel creations destined to serve the designs of truth. Did you see the elegance of their form, their flawless ergonomics, and those are mere shells? True perfection fills them when they are instilled with the spark of life and granted purpose to bring the wrath upon the heads of the apostates. Once this army is assembled, but why waste words? You will see for yourself a modicum of the splendor that it is in store for the Koronus Expanse. The fabricator sensor straightens his back and shoulders. You hear a mounting hum as if from some powerful turbines, followed by heavy footsteps and the grinding of metal against metal. Another one. Alright, there are 2 of them. Oh. Yeah, I like how it turned around just to make sure it got that other one. What is that thing? The fabricator sensor lets out a binaric trill. Also, I love that there's a heretical follower option here where we're like, I'm assuming going, can we get one of those? Witness the weapon designed to carry the glory of the true gods into the darkness of the Koronus Expanse. My shepherd has sent me one of his iron angels, so that its very presence may instill faith and awe in the hearts of his flock. Accept the greatness of the primordial truth, united with the might of the new Kiava Gamma, and perish. I shall purge Kiava Gamma of your corruption. Accept this new sacrifice, sacred truth. Okay, we get to go first. Huge news. Then it goes Fabricator Sensor, Technomat, Forge Fiend, Corrupted Technomat, Forge Fiend with a thing on it saying it can't have a turn this turn. Then another one. Alright, so us. It doesn't really matter where we go. We'll move to the back for now. Heinrichs, we want to be kind of central, especially as he's going to be able to have turn number 1. Idira, here. Argenta, you can go up next to Heinrichs. This will actually be fine. Abelard. I mean, honestly, Abelard, I'm feeling you being, like, here. This might be incredibly bad, but it might also work out really well. So let's do that. Pascal, you're going to go here. I know, well, I think those are going to explode. I still think here is a good place for you to be. In full cover. Although maybe I want to bring him a little closer so I can get all the buffs. Maybe I bring him here instead, actually. Where are we going to go? That's a great question. Adira, you're going to go here with the assumption that you'll move to the other side of cover next time. We're going to move there on turn 1. Right. Go. Corrupted Servitors, I assume, will charge the Forge Fiend. Start the battle. Right, so immediately, front line has to be there. It just makes sense. Front line needs to have extra armor. It just makes sense. Back line has to be here. These are the guys who need to dodge. These are the guys who can dodge. This is also going to be our kill zone for now. Okay. Rear is going to be on those ones, I guess, because it can be. We're going to move over this way. And we're going to put some stacks on the big guy. I don't know what he does. He has a lot of things on him. He has a lot of deflection and armor and stuff. Yeah. We could potentially lower his armor. That might be a good first move for us. So now his armor is down to 20%. That seems good. He can counterattack. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. We could then shoot here. Yeah, we could also shoot this guy or something like that. Let's shoot that one. Okay, that seems good. I should have increased the damage on it, but that's fine. Right, Heinrichs. Yes, increase everyone's resolve. Followed by increasing everybody's deflection. Okay, and armor. Followed by increasing everybody's damage. I forgot all of these got boosted last time we leveled up by his psi rating going up, or 2 times before when we leveled up. Okay, strength. That's an Abelard thing. Okay, strength and toughness, I should say. We want to give more AP to Argenta. I actually think she can use it very well, so we're going to give that to Argenta. And it gives her extra agility, right? Increases agility by agility bonus, so she should have a lot of agility now. Yeah, so she's got 95, so this can increase her dodge quite a lot. We actually don't want to move from our current spot. Wait, we got more AP back. Oh, because we used the single target thing on Argenta, which gave us AP. Oh, you know what? That's probably why Adira didn't get it previously. It's probably because somebody had already given her one. Yeah, it might have counted one of his buffs as something. Oh, okay. I could chuck one of these in here. That would seem pretty good. Oh, it's a shame that that's at the wrong angle. Yeah, let's chuck one of these in here. Nice. We killed one and did some damage to the big guy. Let's give myself some more temporary wounds. And now I'm kind of out of actions. Let's put another thing on this side for Pascal to use. Oh, hello. Nice. Okay, he did some damage. Nice dodge. Our cover is gone now, though. Argenta. I kind of want you to stay in here, but let's move you here. Give yourself a little extra resolve. Okay. We can just start laying into the fabricator sensor. So I want to start with this. Okay. I then want to use a single I then want to use run and gun. Do a single shot. Oh, you've got something on you that's been buffing. Adaptive armor. For every instance of damage it suffers, he gets 10% extra armor. Ah. So I actually can't harm him anymore. I could attack the Forge Fiend. Could also do his shots over here. Let's shoot this one to start with. Okay. Devastating attack. Wildfire. Fire over here. Okay, well we knocked one over. Yeah, fire onto this guy. Okay. So we hit a lot of hits in there. I forget what our normal versatility gives us. I always forget this. Apologies. Versatility. It will tell us here. Weapon skill and ballistic skill. Yeah. Okay. And we get bonus damage as well based upon 3 times ballistic skill bonus or weapon skill bonus, whichever is higher. Okay. So that seems good for now. Right. And then dash over here. I guess we're not in there anymore, but I think it might actually be better. Adira. And now I said I'm going to assume that you're going to move to the other side, which you will do. It needs to be outside of that, but that's okay. Okay. We can do a lot of damage to this guy. Wow. We'll start by blinding the Forge Fiend. Did that work? Are you blinded? Yes. Okay, so his weapon skill and ballistic skill are lowered, as is his other bits. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to set some targets. So obviously this guy is a big target of ours. Obviously the Forge Fiend is a big target of ours. Obviously the other Forge Fiend is a big target of ours. Okay. Let's put more stacks on him. Okay, hit him. For a huge amount of damage. This will do no damage, I'm assuming. Yeah. Just use your free shot on that one. Nice. Okay. Now we're out of action points. Okay. That's fine. Corrupted servitors moving forward, none of which have died currently. Incredible. Although they are getting hit back, I assume, each time they attack in here. Yeah. No! They're gonna die. Abelard. You can't do any damage to that guy. Okay, but you can do damage to this one. Yeah, so let's mark as your target. Increase your temporary wounds twice. Okay, then hit him. They parried. Okay, then defensive stance so we can parry back. What did head and jaws do? That was something that they did to us. I should have looked at that before our turn. I don't know. It was just some kind of attack, I assume. That's fine. Right, and then increase your deflection. Pascal. Okay. Well, let's start with one of these. Kill. Right. Increase stacks. Set one of these on this side. And, oh yeah, now we can deal a bit of damage. Do this. And now hit. Okay, cool. Next corrupted servitor is going to kill its buddies by attacking, I assume. No? Okay. It didn't get another attack. Maybe we can only do one a turn because its attack's still limited by a normal number of attacks of opportunity. Is so going to die when that buff wears off. We'll see. Oh, it did get a turn. Okay. Well, we dodged out of the way. That's fine. Our turn. Does this wear? This must wear off on. Yeah, this must wear off on Argenta's turn. Okay, so increase that. Kill zone stratagem. More stacks onto you for now. Move rear to here. That's fine. Just did a little turn of that there. Joint analysis increases allies' damage. Surefire plan increases our damage. Take a big shot at the Forge Fiend. Alright, well, cool turn. Here, Heinrichs, well. Try to get the right angle here to hit as many people as possible. Guess we'll do this. Followed by Will of the Emperor. Followed by Hammer of the Emperor. Followed by healing this dude. Okay, followed by buffing Pascal. Followed by giving Abelard more AP. Followed by using our free attack that I didn't know we could use at range previously. Oh, huge damage. Okay, that's fine. Oh, another Technomat just doing like no damage to us. Argenta. Oh, did your buffs wear off? Oh dear. Oh dear, that's really bad for you, huh? So, controlled shot. The last thing we did was use this, so actually we don't need to use wildfire. So now I can just aim in here and shoot. Oh, almost. Almost. Oh, so close to killing. That's fine. Now we can use wildfire. And aim over here. Well, a singular hit. I've done better. Yeah, intern. Idira? Well, I mean, this is your target. I'm assuming this does no damage. Pretty much no damage. Let's do this first. Let's just see. You're not going to kill it with that. Let's just kill it with one of these. I love it. It's like return to the ship. Alright. I won't do anything else. I'll just return to the ship. Okay. Shoot. Wonderful. Hit that one. Lower its armor and things. And then blind it. Nice. Okay. Nice parry. We get the return attack. Huge damage. Corrupted servitor is now attacking the Forge Fiend. Oh no! It gets to attack back? No, it just turned to face him. Okay. That's fine. Oh, good damage. Another corrupted technomat. Don't you dare try and kill my servitors. It just died? Of something? What did it die of? I don't know, it just died. Oh, probably the kill zone stratagem, I'm assuming, but oh well, it's dead. Maybe toxic? Potentially toxic? Okay, well, get up here. Mark it as your enemy. Followed by enduring. Followed by rock creeting. Followed by charging. And then hitting it again. Yeah, we definitely didn't kill it in 2 hits last time. Things have changed slightly. Hey Pascal. Become supersonic. There we go. And blast him. Wonderful. Well, it's good to see our upgrades have done what we wanted them to do for our characters. Okay. We don't need any of that. What are these? Las guns. They do not seem good enough. That seems good enough. Okay. Over here. Grab this. Grab that. Ooh, return to voidship is there. Okay, so the ladder was not a quick way out. Okay, interesting. So we did not find a hidden cache. We've just simply cleared the planet. Well, because I don't want to come back here, I'm going to quickly just tab out and just say, like, where's the hidden cache on Kiava Gamma? Save us wandering around the map for half an hour. Hidden cache on Kiava Gamma. The cache is in the room next to the room where you fight the Space Marine. There should be a terminal that opens a hidden door. Oh, the valve! Yes, the valve! I forgot. You see, I told you it was good that I looked it up. We have 2 of them for some reason. Yeah. One of them involved Abelard getting hit by a train. I also love how Abelard placed it in this one. And he's like, no, Rogue Trader, it's for you to click on. Right, just... honestly, great work disarming the trap. More fantastic work. The thick layer of dust is a telltale sign that this place has had very few visitors. Despite that, you can still see faint footprints that were left by whoever came here last. Old research cogitators are unpowered. Okay. The device, which bears an odd resemblance to both cogitator and furnace, reacts to your presence with faint blink of lights and an inscrutable binaric symbol. The towering furnace wreathed in scarlet light fills you with awe. As you approach, the heavy thrum of ancient servo motors erupts from the machine's depths, along with crackling binaric undertones. The dust-covered keys are illuminated by a faint pale glow. Input the code to disable the traps. Okay, and the code to disable the gas supply. And request Theodora's data. Rumbling builds up in the bowels of the furnace, growing stronger apace with the sounds of the ancient motors. The rumble is echoed by the screeching of metal gears and the clanging of unknown mechanisms. Slowly, almost hesitantly, the creation of the Adeptus Mechanicus disgorges a data bank engraved with the coat of arms of House von Valancius, which is, of course, needing to be decrypted back at our, whatever it's called. Words will come back to me eventually. Back on the ship at our personal cogitator. Cool. So, we have cleared all of Kiava Gamma today. We have done absolutely everything we needed to do on it. So we now have this one. Let's go back to the ship. Let's go back to the ship. Let's go back to the ship, effectively. Let's go back to the ship. And that is not completable. Alright. And then we have a bunch of rumors, which, who knows? We've been everywhere. So, yeah, I think that what we're going to do next time is probably level up a lot of people, because we need to level up. Plus, everyone who's back in the ship needs to level up twice. We need to do a personal cogitator, have a talk with Heinrichs, and basically get ready for Act 3. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.